Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world. It's the Get Up and Go Show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from their palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
6:07 on the Thursday edition of the program.
You sound different in person.
Well, I do. Well, I'm glad you think that.
Who are you and what are you doing here?
Well, I'm the radio show host with the most, and of course, the goddess of radio is sitting next to me.
Get that cat out of here.
Oh, there's no cat in here, but the only person in here besides myself is my co-host, the almighty goddess of radio. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning to you, big almighty Evan.
Yes, how are you this morning?
Oh, fine and dandy. I guess it could be like a bring your cat to work day. If I had a cat in here, it would be bring your cat to work day, I guess.
Could you bring one of your cats in one morning?
If
you have a carrier?
Yeah, if
let him roam around the office.
Greg and Carol would allow it. I think I could probably bring Hansi in.
I'll give you a pass. Go ahead and bring him on in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring
Hansi.
I haven't brought Hansi out of the house really to go to the vet or anything.
You have a carrier?
I do have a carrier.
All right, so
yeah.
bring Hansi in one day next week.
Okay.
I would love to see Hansi.
I will try to make a plan for it.
And then we can just let him out. Let him roam around the studios. We'll shut the door here so he doesn't go anywhere, and then we'll just get the cat doing this all morning. There you go.
Yeah, and he'll walk around and check out like everything, every crook and cranny, every single corner.
That's fine. Bring Hansi in. Love to have Hansi.
If there was a bug in here whatsoever,
all to be gone.
Bug would be, walking,
history.
Running away.
It'd be yesterday's kitty litter. No pun intended there.
Like he would be looking at the corners too to see if there would be any bugs there.
Yep.
And if there was one up there, he would be like looking up there forever. You can't even get his food away to get him away.
Not at all.
No.
Not in the least bit. So how was your day yesterday when you left here? What'd you do? Where'd you go? And who'd you do? And what'd you do?
I've been into watching The Bachelorette with Claire.
Oh, okay.
So while doing my house cleaning yesterday, I had The Bachelorette on.
Mm-hmm.
By the looks of it, this is going to be the first Bachelorette, and she's the oldest Bachelorette ever on the show. But it's going to be the first season where it's looking to me like she's choosing a guy named Dale, like right away before even giving the other guys a chance or completing the show.
I don't know about those shows. Something about, it's one girl, 40 guys. There's something hokey there. I don't know.
Yeah. It's weird, isn't it?
And like a menage a trois.
Like I was watching a E program too yesterday, and it looks like I saw the new Bachelorette. Like before I watched upcoming episodes, I kind of know what's going on from watching E, because it's the first time ever another Bachelorette had to come on the show because Claire kind of like already made her decision. And I'm watching, and it's not really fair to the other guys that are vying for her attention when Dale seems to be getting all of the attention.
I don't know. I'm a little. I don't know. Those kind of shows. It's like it's the same thing like The Bachelor. You get one guy and you get 40 girls. Yeah. I'm like, wow, it's like God's gift.
So
40 women.
How do most guys feel about that? Like, would that be like every guy's dream, or are some guys like, maybe I don't want 40 women to choose from?
I don't know. Pardon my French, but I kind of call that like whoring around.
Oh boy.
Seriously, it is. You get one guy, 40 women.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like, maybe we should call G and get his opinion.
We should. I wasn't very impressed with Claire on the show yesterday either, when, Dale just kind of like wanted 5 minutes of her attention and her time.
Yeah.
And then he like comes into her pad and they're on the bed kissing.
Yeah.
Wasn't impressed.
Yeah, I really want to hear G's opinion on all this. What he thinks and what he feels about one guy and 40 women, or one girl and 40 guys.
But yeah, it's all a show. Yeah. They got a lot of static coming through.
I don't know what it is.
By the way, I was looking at the tropical storm. There he.
No, yeah. It says chicken and water contains.
Love when we call them just like random.
Starch, salt,
chicken broth.
Tropical Storm Ada, I was
Carbon
looking at,
dioxide,
making
celery,
landfall
yeast
in the
extract,
Tampa area. And if
roasted
anybody
chicken,
has
chicken
friends
fat.
in the Volusia, Lake County area like we do,
No, you gotta
looks
have
like the
that
biggest
little-
it's as for now carrying
Yeah.
25 mile per hour
Let's
winds.
listen.
Well, it's only 440 calories.
That, well,
It's
you know,
only
considering
440
all that we eat
calories.
Today,
That's what they're
Only
That'll be all right.
440
What?
calories.
What
What
do you
could
mean?
that be?
You won't eat again today.
talking about food.
In one tiny M&M, maybe?
Yeah.
why?
Yeah.
It seems like I
Driving
gain
around
weight
doing
just by eating
Yeah.
one
beer and
M&M
I-
lately.
Don't you get
I
hungry
can't eat
driving around
anything.
with that food in your car?
See,
Try-
there they
dropping
go
off
again.
at
They're
people
ignoring
all the
us.
time.
They
Yeah.
always ignore us.
Do you ride around with food in
my
your
mind
car?
is not-
So you just
No.
put a bite
Me
in it.
neither.
No.
Not since I got a new one.
No,
You know you take a French fry.
no, I never.
Come on, Ray.
Never.
Level with me.
Never, never.
I know. You swear to
Jeez.
goodness you can't say that.
But I would no, I would never do that. But listen, I ruined it all with the empanadas. So I already ate them.
Empanadas, I love
Oh.
them.
Oh, you got empanadas too?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I get them
Good
from.
morning, you're on the radio. Hey.
Yeah. Good morning. You're on our radio too.
I love an
Oh,
empanada
oh.
too.
Yeah, we need a good empanada this
Yeah.
morning.
Oh, that sounds good
Hey,
right now.
Empanada is a good Spanish song. I talked to Millie about.
Oh,
I guess you guys heard Ray's diet, what he's eating this morning.
Yeah, that's kind of
French
like a
fries.
good Spanish song, like La Bonita.
Yeah, but he's not eating French fries. What I asked him was, does he like steal a fry? Because he delivers food
Oh.
to people. I figured does he steal a fry out of their thing every now and then?
no.
He won't admit it, though.
I've
You're-
never done that.
Oh, you're full of crap.
Yeah,
I
he
never
just
done
don't want to
that.
say it on the radio.
That's not true. I've never done it.
Especially
done it.
with
I've done
COVID.
it. I've done it.
No.
I can see not taking a bite of a burger, but they won't miss a French fry.
I don't take anything.
Oh.
No. They're all those bags are
Wait,
taped
Evan,
shut.
hang on a minute, Evan. Hang on a minute. I'm gonna conference this in if I know what I'm doing.
All right, if you know what
Good
you're
morning,
doing.
You're on the radio. Hey,
Good morning.
I heard you say fasting is not healthy.
I didn't say that.
I didn't say that.
What's not healthy?
Just eating that once a day is not healthy.
But that ain't fasting. Fasting is not eating at all, isn't it? What are you talking about?
Fasting is not eating for like 12 or 16 hours.
Wait, hang on a second, Bob.
Not eating as much. You can eat once a day and still be fasting.
Okay.
See that? If it's a
So you think that's healthy that Ray, now hang on now. You think that's healthy that Ray's got a Dr. Pepper, a muffin, a
Mhm.
chicken salad sandwich, and he's not going to eat anything else for the rest. Oh, and an empanada.
Mm.
Right.
6
So
empanadas.
that's a good thing, Ray?
No, that's definitely not healthy. But the fasting part is not healthy.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, thank you, Dr. Russ. We appreciate it.
No, Russ, I appreciate
How
it.
dare him be on that?
Oh, that's
I mean,
Dr. Russ.
Sometimes you gotta fast, like if you go into like a doctor
Oh, see, they hung
appointment
up
or
on us.
something.
See, I knew that was going to happen.
Did he accidentally do that? Or was that on purpose?
No.
I gotta tell G
That
that
was
I
accidental.
finally made my football pick for Thursday night football.
Oh, okay.
Finally.
All right, so we'll call them
guys
back.
didn't start your show off about food
But,
yesterday.
Ray, I eat all day long.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't stop.
You know what I was told when I was going to classes for this, like Nutrisystem years ago.
Oh,
He-
boy.
he
No,
helped
boy.
me, and actually, it helped me out. The 3 basic meals are good, and then little snacks between.
But
them.
you're not.
I
doing
did
that, so the heck
Nutrisystem
with
for a
you.
while.
I know.
You do what you say, but
Yeah.
not what you do, or whatever that phrase.
Yeah.
There's
Nutrisystem
an old
worked out
saying
for
here.
you.
I think we've got Bonnie in the back. Hey guys.
Yeah, we're back. I actually did Nutrisystem for a while, and I shedded like 40 pounds.
Yeah, 33 pounds.
Yeah, I did. I did good on that. Hey, G, I got a question for you. Bonnie and I are having a conversation.
Surely.
If you could go back to your younger days, I mean, what are your thoughts on the show? You know, The Bachelor, The Bachelorette.
I've been watching The Bachelorette
I
with
can't-
Claire.
I can't stand either of those shows.
Well,
They
I
do
mean,
nothing
just
for me.
it does nothing for me either. But man, if you're The Bachelor, you got 40 women in 1 week's time. Wow, that's like heaven, isn't it?
Yeah, how does a guy feel about that?
Yeah.
I'd go on the show. I'd do it. Yeah. That's my style. I would do it.
Ray, could you be like shacked up with like several, like 40 other guys vying for the attention of one woman and all the
got this.
drama?
Don't worry, Bon. I've got this figured out. Okay, that's why I'm not married, because there's too many choices. I can't decide.
Yeah, all he's got to do is deliver food, and he's happy.
That's right. I mean, hey, you want to keep them very happy and not angry.
Yeah.
What's your thinking? What's your thinking on it, Evan? I mean,
Well,
you-
honestly, my thinking on it is, like I said to Bonnie, it's kind of putting a label on a girl, especially if it's one girl and 40 guys. Well, it's like whoring around,
Oh my goodness.
I would prefer going on the dating game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Oh, that would be.
I'd like to do that.
I'd
The heck with that bachelor thing. That would do nothing. for
Yeah,
me.
I could deal with the dating game.
Gee, I would do both.
Yeah.
More exposure. More
Yeah, I mean,
chance
you
to
got
get out
but
there.
that whole Bachelor thing, you're competing against those other guys, and
Yeah.
I mean, that's
all right.
That's too much nonsense.
Yeah, but did you know this is the
Wait a
first?
minute.
This is the first year of the Bachelor or the Bachelorette where Claire is making a decision before the show is even done. So she has her attention on one man and avoiding all of the rest. Somebody
Didn't I hear
cares.
about the Bachelorette being disqualified or something starting this year because she's already got hooked up with a guy?
Yeah, that's her.
Or
That's
the-
Claire.
Right. So
Yeah.
what are we showing?
Sounds like a soap opera to me.
well, drama. Sounds like today. Sounds like Days of Our Lives.
But it's
like
reality TV for you.
Yeah,
And
it is.
so they
Oh,
have to
there
bring
you
in a new Bachelorette right now because Claire is done. She picked Dale.
As the world turns,
Oh, yeah, the soap opera.
I hear it. Yeah, right.
Hey,
Yeah.
you know what? Gee, I finally made my Thursday night pick.
Oh, Bonnie, you don't. How dare you bring this up? Because you missed all of last week, didn't you?
She was on vacation. What
Yeah.
do you think?
What's that got to do with anything?
Wait,
Take
last week, no, I missed my Thursday pick last week, but I picked last Sunday at least. I think it was the week prior to that. I was
You
on
missed the
vacation.
whole week. Yeah,
But,
the
um,
vacation kind of got you lost in the mix. I understand.
We're
When
gonna.
people say on vacation, unless you're in an area where there's no, Wi-Fi. or something.
But Ray's whole object, his whole thing, Bonnie, is to beat you at this year.
That's right, Bonnie.
Oh yeah, I'm at number 31. Where is Ray's ranking?
Oh, he's beating you. He's in the top 20.
17.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay.
17. I'm
Wow.
only 7.
Wow.
Well, Ray, I'm coming for you. Okay.
Oh, here we go. That sounds like fighting.
Oh boy, get the gloves out.
Just because I
Watch
missed a
out.
week, we haven't given up the ship.
Unbelievable.
Well, Ray, Evan, I look forward to seeing you on The Bachelor.
Yeah, not me, buddy.
Wait a
Sorry.
minute, you're married. I'll go on the back.
I'm married. Ray can be a proxy for me.
That's right. I'll
Ray,
be
I look forward
wingman.
to seeing you on The Bachelor, and Bonnie will be watching every week.
Oh, yeah.
Bonnie's going to be on The Bachelorette. What are you talking about?
I don't want to be on that show. That would be like way too much pressure, man.
Hey, Ray, I'm going to order some food. Can you bring it down here for me, please?
Oh, sure. At about 9:45.
But Evan, don't order the French fries.
Oh, that
Don't order the French fries because he is going to sample them. I'm
It's
telling
funny.
you, he's
It's
gonna
funny you
try
say
it.
that. It's funny you say that because I ordered Uber Eats or Bite
but now
Squad.
you're saying-
Yeah,
What?
I don't remember what it was, but I did order. There was a large order of fries that I did order with my food,
Mhm.
and the container that had the large order of fries, it was only half full.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's not good. We never do that, man.
Ray, if you
No.
bring us the food, keep your grubby hands and fingers out of it.
Grubby.
Okay.
I see what you did there. Grubhub.
Grubby.
Yeah,
Grubby
grubby
hands.
hands.
I know. Nicely done,
That's
Bonnie.
okay. That's our competition. So I work for 2 of the companies anyway. So
Well, you guys have a lovely and talented day.
Y'all have a great day as well.
Right
And you
on.
know what they always say, Tanner La Manana. There you go.
I don't.
See you
I
later.
don't.
All right. That's our wonderful brother station up in the north end of the county.
I've never driven for a Grubhub or Uber Eats, but I did deliver pizzas for
Mhm.
quite a while.
Yeah, I've done Grubhub, I've done Uber Eats, I've done all those before, but now due to COVID, I quit doing all that
Yeah,
stuff.
and regular Uber too, didn't
Yeah,
you?
I did Uber and Lyft
Yeah.
for many years. Made some good money. Was averaging $700 to $1,000 a week.
Ooh, I believe it.
Yeah.
Did you have GPS too in your car at the time
Well,
to help you out?
there's GPS built into the Uber app.
Oh, there is.
It's
Okay, got
all
it.
in the app.
They
So
have
when you log on, it's bang, you're all good to go.
Yeah,
it's all
because like
self-contained.
we're in a whole different ball game from when I used to deliver pizzas. We used to
Mhm.
we didn't have GPS at the time, so we had a map on the wall where we would mark out our route on the
You
map.
were in the Neanderthal man age.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had the map on the wall, the pencil, and you have to write your directions down. It
Look
is
for the dot.
6:21. Let's go to the news desk. Here's Bonnie this morning.
Thank you, Evan. More than 25% of all students in Martin County schools still are being kept home by their parents or guardians to do remote learning rather than coming back to the classroom, even after the first 9-week grading period. In Indian River, it's about 25%, and St. Lucie County, 44% still aren't back in school, according to officials. The reason may be concerns about the rising number of coronavirus cases on the Treasure Coast. On Wednesday, 111 new cases were reported. There were 47 in Indian River, 39 in St. Lucie County, and 25 in Martin County, according to the Florida Department of Health. The Centers of Disease Control is advising against large family gatherings this Thanksgiving because of COVID-19. WPTV's Matt Cessny has the story.
Larry the Turkey Guy, the West Palm Beach man known for serving Thanksgiving dinners to hundreds every year, knows this Thanksgiving will be different for him.
I'll go home with my wife and my goddaughter, and we'll just kind of like have a little event there. It's sad that it's that way, but we want to be safe.
Being safe could be a challenge as family and friends turn to traveling and gathering for Thanksgiving. The CDC is discouraging big gatherings, recommending people stay home, connect with family and friends virtually, such as over Zoom, and if there is a large dinner, to move it outside.
I would expect a spike in cases.
Infectious disease specialist Dr. Larry Bush says crowding into a home on Thanksgiving with no masks and no hand washing is asking for trouble. And he says ignoring the warnings could turn Thanksgiving into a spreader event.
I would expect that to happen for these reasons, because social distancing is impossible in that setting. So there will be a spike. The question is, does that spike in cases transmit into a spike in hospital admissions and deaths? And it really depends who gets infected.
I recommend people just take time and FaceTime. And, and people will understand. Family members are respected, just by FaceTiming, giving a call.
Simple advice from Larry the Turkey Guy. In West Palm Beach, Matt Cessny, WPTV, News Channel 5.
Floridians passed Amendment 2 last week, putting the state on course to gradually increase its minimum wage and reach $15 by 2026. Supporters and opponents are now divided on what comes next. Will it be an economic benefit or bust? WPTV's Capitol reporter Forrest Saunders has that story.
A path to $15 an hour has Francois Paul smiling.
I have the most hardest and important job of caring for the ill.
The CNA is one of 2.5 million Floridians expecting a wage boost, a major improvement from her hourly $10.
You cannot support a family with those wages.
But opponents continue to say Amendment 2 is bad for business, warning job losses and closures are ahead in ads like this.
Having this amendment pass is not going to help any small business.
So is it true? Well, Florida is the 8th state to approve a $15 minimum wage, and research shows in other states, for the most part, businesses have been able to absorb these costs.
I don't think there's any reason to expect that this will bankrupt businesses.
That's Alexis Davis with the Florida Policy Institute. She says 15 years ago, the same complaints arose when the state put current rates in place.
And those proved to be largely unfounded.
Add to that studies like this one. UC Berkeley showing minimum wage jobs increased in 6 U.S. cities despite upping pay. Davis says a higher wage will likely benefit businesses and Florida's budget. Her research shows more pay equals more spending and an estimated $577 million increase in sales tax revenue.
When they receive those pay boosts, they almost always go back out in their communities and spend that money.
There are still concerns.
It does have an impact on job creation.
Chris Carlozzi is Massachusetts director for the National Federation of Independent Businesses. While widespread job losses haven't happened as wages increase there, he says seasonal employment has been down.
You had employers talking about maybe hundreds of kids applying for summer jobs, and those positions just weren't there because it wasn't cost effective for the business owner.
And the pandemic's ongoing presence will play a role too, though no one is certain how big.
I can be the voice for everyone.
Paul, not too worried, more excited that a better wage and life are heading her way.
And lastly, Macy's is holding a job fair to fill hundreds of seasonal positions at stores. The job fair will be held by phone on Thursday, November 12th from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m., which is today. And candidates are encouraged to submit applications online to receive a response via email. And to learn more and apply for that position, log on to macy'sjobs.com. Once again, it's macy'sjobs.com. And it's time to tee off. The Masters gets underway today, And Monday night football action we do have tonight, too. Indianapolis will take on the mighty Tennessee Titans tonight in Thursday night football. And yes, I did remember to make my Thursday night pick for this week. So my pick is the Titans. Will it be a surprise tomorrow? Well, we'll wait and see. News time is 6:27. We'll have weather and traffic together next.
.628 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together, all brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Well, the roads are nice and clear for our Thursday morning, so if you're heading out and maybe you have to make it there by 7, you should be fine. We're not finding any accidents or tie-ups. There's your latest look at traffic. And it's 75 and cloudy in Port St. Lucie. In Victoria, Canada, 43 degrees. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
Happy Thursday, my sunshines. Temperatures this morning starting off in the mid to upper 70s. Outer rain bands extending from Ada could produce locally heavy rainfall and gusty winds. Highs today in the mid 80s. Clouds overhead and a 60% chance for showers and storms. Winds out of the south up to 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tomorrow, highs in the mid 80s. Isolated showers and storms possible. Over the weekend, partly sunny skies, a few showers drifting in from off the ocean, but mainly dry conditions with highs in the mid-80s.
I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie on Martin County's Heritage Station, AM 1450 WSTU. Now let's get back to the program with Evan and Bonnie.
New from Delish, it's the Mountain Dew Cookbook. And you thought that iridescent citrus-flavored caffeinated fluorescent soda was just for drinking. Well, now you can do the Dew with food. Try Dunkin' Dew Nuts, Dew Dumpling, Dew Dip, Dew Danish, Dew Deviled Eggs, and more. Mountain Dew Meatloaf, Macaroni, Marmalade, even Mountain Dew Mutton. What's in it? Don't ask. The Mountain Dew Cookbook. If you love the Dew, this will be the best Dew decision you've ever made. These recipes are delicious. Warning, recipes may contain more caffeine and high fructose corn syrup than allowed by law. Eat at your own risk. Sunglasses are recommended when mixing ingredients.
Do you think he was just a little strung out on Mountain Dew when he recorded that?
Maybe he tried too many delicious Mountain Dew recipes.
Just a tad bit, I would say, Bonnie.
Yeah. And, I have a hunch, Evan, that the people that want this Mountain Dew cookbook now aren't the young and hyper high-strung kids we used to see in the Dew commercials.
Do you remember the beverage Surge? It was in a green can with a little bit of red and black to it.
I do.
And you drink one Surge and you're flying off the handle.
That had a lot of kick to it. And now I think the kids are drinking the Jolt, is it?
Yeah, Jolt is a energy beverage or something like that.
Yeah. Whenever I need the energy, I do like the Mountain Dew, however. When I looked at this cookbook yesterday, it had a nice cherry pie recipe on the cover. And I think maybe Mountain Dew would add the cherry pie some sort of a nice high energy tangy flavor.
I could tell you where I turn when I need energy. You're supposed to say where do you turn?
Where do you turn?
I turn to that guy right up there.
Oh, okay.
That's who gives me my energy.
I thought you were going to say you turned to Rachel or something.
No, well, that too. I turned to Rachel too, but I turned to the man upstairs. That's where I get all my energy from.
I'm telling you.
Right?
Yeah, me too. I'm at home at night and I really appreciate that kind of spiritual.
He's the almighty one.
Spiritual energy, yes.
He gives us the most energy. Let's do some viral videos. A woman was recently standing in the ocean in her bikini, where most people usually stand in their bathing suit, whether it's a bikini or a tankini or a singlet or doublet, whatever it is.
Yeah, but those waves can be extremely powerful.
Right.
I always have to make sure mine doesn't fall off.
She was recording some kind of a holistic selfie video, and she's talking about how it's powerful to ask the ocean to cleanse you. And right on cue, this huge wave comes and takes her out, literally. Let's listen.
Really powerful thing you can do when you're around the ocean is just ask the ocean to cleanse and clean.
It just took her out completely.
Yeah, I wonder if water went up her nose too.
I don't know. Listen again.
Really powerful thing you can do when you're around the ocean is just ask the ocean to cleanse and clean.
Man, it just wiped her out completely.
Makes me wonder, did she self-video herself or was there somebody else video?
No, that was a self video.
So there
she
goes
was
her
holding the phone.
Camera too.
Yeah, her
Whoops.
camera's toast.
Maybe it was a $500 phone like Gary's.
I don't know.
I wonder. It's pretty good footage, so I don't know. It might have been maybe even more expensive.
Bonnie, babies usually don't start saying words until they get to be around 8 or 9 months old. And even if it's stuff like mama and dada, but there's a 3-month-old baby already saying the words, I love you.
At 3 months old?
At 3 months old. Her mom says it first, and she's kind of mimicking her, but it's still pretty impressive. Listen.
I just said, I love you.
How about that one?
Oh,
right?
Did you hear it, Evan? Did you hear the words?
Yeah, listen again. Here we go.
I just said, I love you.
Right?
Oh, that is so impressive. I mean, yeah, she definitely said, I love you. We could
listen,
hear that.
one more time.
I just said, I love you.
Right?
That little tyke is going to be a powerful speaker when she gets old.
Cute.
Yeah.
So adorable.
It sounds like speaking is definitely in her future.
Mhm.
Did you ever have friends that learned how to read at a really young age and they were reading before everybody else? Just to really,
there's some kids that are literally brainiacs.
Yeah.
There's kids that are brainiacs. And I know I've seen quite a few of them actually on Ellen's show that she has. She has kids that are just like, I'm like, man, where do these kids get this stuff from?
Yeah. And then you see the kids like on the spelling bees too.
Mhm.
And, you know, like Gary thinks I'm a really good speller. He's on Facebook sometime and he's always asking me how to spell words.
Mhm.
He's impressed by the fact that I can spell. But with these kids, I mean, they're giving astronomical words. There's one, astronomical. I don't
Okay.
think I would be able to spell
I
that
have
right now.
I have a word for you to spell.
Yes.
Anti-disestablishmentarianism.
ANTI. Do we have till next Christmas to
No,
air the
I'll
show?
give you one shot. Go ahead. And then I'll spell it for you.
And ANTIDISESTABLISHMENTINTERRIORRIOSM.
You're so far gone. It's ANTIDISESTABLISHMENTARIANISM.
Really? That's it?
That's it.
I was
That's all of it right
using
there.
so many letters. And
That's
say the word.
anti-disestablishmentarianism.
Man,
Do you know what that word means?
anti-disestablishment, to come away from the powerful.
I could not tell you what it means.
Go against the king.
I
or
could not tell you what it means. It's something against something because you have the word anti in there.
And okay, so spell it again. I need to Google search that.
A-N.
Oh,
go
wait,
ahead.
wait. Let me get my Google up
Get
first.
your Google up.
You gotcha.
Okay, ready?
Okay.
ANTIDISESTABLISHMENTARIANISM.
Okay. And let
See
me
what you get.
enter this. It is anti.
That's one long word is what you get.
Tarianism is
Tarianism.
a position that advocates that a state church should continue to receive government patronage rather than be disestablished.
There you go. Now you know what it means.
So the church should still be receiving monetary gains from the state, right?
Okay. Don't look at me. Don't look at me and say right. I don't know what the word means.
That's what I got from
I just
it.
learned how to spell it. Can you spell supercalifragilisticexpialidocious?
No, because like we don't have all day to do it. I'm not going to bore our listeners with that.
Okay.
Super expialidocious, simply alidocious.
Yeah. You're not there.
I might be close.
You're close, but no dice. Here's a version of the song WAP that the whole family can enjoy. That's because nobody's singing. It's just macaroni being stirred in a pot along to the beat of the song. Okay, pretty interesting how this was
Is
done.
it named that tune?
Listen, there's the macaroni. Pretty creative, I must say.
This sounds better than it looks. That mac and cheese doesn't look too good.
Oh, it looks fine to me.
Oh, does it?
I would indulge.
I don't know.
Looks like crap.
It looks like it's dry or something.
I mean, I got to give the guy credit. The way this was put together,
Yeah.
it's pretty gosh darn good.
Evan, I would rather see your wife dancing on a viral video
Oh, I'm not showing you that video.
than watch him stirring this macaroni and
Yeah,
cheese.
well, you're not going to see that video. Trust me.
Because that mac and cheese just
If I were to post that video, I would be in such the doghouse. You have no idea.
you would be eating mac and cheese or ramen noodles for the rest of your days.
Yeah, definitely so. Bonnie, did you know that 4% of our waking hours is usually devoted to having me time? Me time. 4% of our waking hours.
It should be even a little more than that, don't you think? That,
don't know.
In that me time, maybe you could start out with a little bit of stretching and, rolling the neck muscles around when you get out of bed.
This is true. This
Yeah.
is true. Did you know that the average family is more likely to order a pizza on a Friday night more so than any other night out there?
Oh, really?
That's actually
yeah,
true
yeah.
because I would be more apt to order a pizza. Now, we started eating, we found this one frozen pizza, Rachel and I, at the store. We tried it and we're hooked on this one. It's a DiGiorno 5-cheese stuffed crust pizza.
Ooh.
That is the closest thing that we have found, in our humble opinion, to a real pizzeria pizza.
Now, did you make it with your Ninja Foodie too?
No, you can't cook that in the Ninja Food.
Oh, you can't.
No,
Okay.
we have this. Remember, I told you we have this pizza maker.
Oh, the rotating.
The rotating
Yeah.
one. Yes, the Presto. It's by Presto.
Oh, Presto's been out for like a really long time.
They've been around before the dinosaurs.
Yeah, so you swear by having a Presto, huh?
Presto pizza maker.
Yeah.
You just put it on the tray, and it just goes round and round for like 10 or 15 minutes, and your pizza is cooked on the bottom and the top. And this pizza is really good.
Sounds delicious.
And again, let me preface and disclaim this. I am not being paid by DiGiorno, and I'm not getting free pizzas for life for talking about it. It's just we happen to stumble across this type of pizza, and it's really good.
I had a New York style pizza this week, Evan, and this pizza's it's called The Works on
Okay.
the menu where we like to go to have delicious pizza.
Okay.
And oh man, I'm embarrassed because I did eat almost the entire thing.
Oh,
I don't
Bonnie,
think Gary
shame
even
on you.
had a oh, that just reminds me, I'm so happy right now. You know why?
Why?
It's just like a happy buzzer went off in my head.
A happy buzzer. There you go. There's your happy buzzer.
This would make you happy too.
Okay.
I bought a cheesecake last night.
You did?
And I forgot that I even bought it. But it's
What?
home in the fridge right now.
How do you forget that you bought a cheesecake? Oh my.
I don't
That's
know.
like one of my weakest. Is it a New York cheesecake or just a cheesecake?
It's a deli cheesecake that I got from Winn-Dixie with strawberry swirl.
Oh.
It's a nice size one, and I only paid like $5 for it. And
Did you check the date on it?
yes, the date is
Okay,
good. It
okay.
wasn't like one of those fast moving, let's get it out of here kind of things.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
But I forgot that that's in my fridge yet. I can have a slice of that when I get off the air this morning.
There you go.
Oh man.
That's a good thing.
The little things in life
Cheesecake.
that make you happy, right?
Cheesecake.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Did you know 17% of working women say they are asked out by a coworker on a weekly basis?
On a weekly
What
what percentage?
basis. 17%.
Really?
Yeah, they're asked out by a coworker on a weekly basis.
Not me.
Really?
Well, no.
I'll never ask you out. I could trust me. I will never do that. I've been married way too long.
Yeah. I'm
Hi,
hearing
you're
you.
on the air with Evan and Bonnie. Who's this? Oh, hey, look who it is.
Good morning.
Yeah,
Good
man.
morning, Fredo. How are you?
Doing well. You know, you guys were talking about the cookbook with the Mountain Dew. You
Uh-huh.
guys need to get Fredo's cookbook. Yeah, man.
Oh, Fredo's cookbook. Tell me
Yeah,
about Fredo's cookbook, if you would.
Stuff that's left over around your house. Like cat litter. You can make a cat litter casserole. Yeah, man.
Oh, good
Cat
gosh.
litter casserole.
Yeah, man.
That's disgusting.
That is.
And you can make a garbage meatloaf. You just take some garbage out of your trash can and just make a meatloaf. Yeah, man.
Is it even better when you leave it in the rain, like to make it moist?
Then you
So
could
you
be
leave
like
the
Milli
cake out.
Vanilli and blame it on the rain.
Yes.
You just leave the cake out in the rain, like they say in MacArthur Park. Yeah, man.
Oh.
What other kind of recipes are in this book?
Well, you can take a bunch of old leaves. Yeah, man. And just put some salsa with it. You got some chips. There you go. Yeah, man.
Chips and salsa.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The old leaves are hardened, so they become chips. Oh,
Yeah.
I get it.
Oh,
Okay.
That's making
okay.
me gag. Making me
Oh,
nauseous at the
That's
moment.
actually a great idea. I'm going to have to try that later, Bonnie.
Maybe mixed with a little worm samples in the leaves
Oh.
too, and some worm droppings.
Have you ever tried?
Yum.
Have you ever eaten a real live worm before?
Oh,
I've
Oh,
done
I
it.
had one time with tequila when I was down there in Mexico with the Four Tops.
Yeah?
man. Yeah, it was. We were doing all sorts of things down there.
I'm sure you were after you
They
ate
got
the
that
worm.
They got that donkey show down there too. That's fun. Yeah, man.
Donkey show. Okay.
what the heck?
Wow. Okay.
Man.
All right.
You know,
All right.
Fredo was talking about the Mountain Dew and the Mountain Dew recipes.
Mhm.
There is a fine recipe, I guess, you can do with burgers on the grill, and they're called cola burgers.
Cola burger.
Yeah, so you patty up your burgers, get them ready, and let them like,
Patty up. I've never heard of patty up.
You
I've
know-
heard of giddy up, but not patty up.
and then let the
What
burgers
does
sit
patty up
in
mean?
Coca-Cola for a little while and get some saturation from that. Put them on the grill. And cola burgers, I got it out of a recipe book that I think it was the wife of a Green Bay Packer.
Okay. A cola burger.
Yeah.
Fredo, have you ever heard of a cola burger?
I heard a cocaine baby, full of baby.
Oh my.
Yeah, put a little stuff on top of the meat. Yeah, man. There you go.
Jeez.
Wow.
Okay.
We've been watching a lot of Gordon Ramsay, and there's been like some burger places on that show. And some of the burgers, when they bring it out to Gordon, they look so good, but then he picks it apart, and some of them are undercooked.
You ever
and
watch Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives or whatever that show is?
I love that too. With
That's the guy with the blonde hair, the bleach blonde
He
hair.
looks like a strip club owner, don't he?
Yeah.
He does. Yeah. He really does.
I've met a few in my time. Yeah,
I'm
man.
sure
Is
you
that
have.
Guy Ferrari or
Guy-
someone?
Guy Fieri.
Guy Fieri. I
Yeah.
never know how to pronounce his name.
That's all right. Just call him Guy.
But once, one
Just
time
like
on
Phil,
that,
they say they call him Phil. Well, just call him Guy. That's all.
Why did they call him Phil? Why did they just say Phil?
I don't know why they call him Phil. Do you have any idea?
Phil.
I don't have the faintest idea. I got to find that out.
Well, you know he has the last name, don't you?
What?
Yeah, he has a last name.
I know that.
His last
Yeah.
name is part of his last name is because he's named after a rat, Ben. Yeah, and then of course, I think when he was born out in left field, so that's why they named him Benfield.
Oh my!
Well, you know, I played saxophone with Michael Jackson on that song, Ben. Yeah, man.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, man.
Fredo, I hate to tell you, but in the song Ben, there's no saxophone.
I don't think there is. No, I was just thinking that.
Yeah, there's no saxophone.
So, Fredo, do you
Fredo.
make up stories of years back? Who did Fredo?
I know I was on that song. It might not have been saxophone, could have been the piano. I don't know. I'm probably drunk.
Oh.
And then again, I had to keep my own Michael Jackson, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
You were a bodyguard too back in your day.
Oh, yeah. You know, but the thing is, I know where that other glove that Michael Jackson had, you know, that he always had the one glove.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know where the other one went.
We won't discuss that on the radio. No, it's not allowed. Sorry. It's in the trash somewhere, probably. Anyway, what's on tap for you today, Fredo?
Well, I'll be out there on Cove Road today. I'll be doing the mobile rub. Yeah, man. And then what else I got today? Oh, yeah. I'll be out there on Blind Creek Beach. Yeah, doing all the tanning stuff since it's supposed to be a little sunny today.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a little windy, too. And I understand Gary called you for a appointment. Is that true?
Yeah, he called up, and, I decided not to do the appointment with Gary out of respect to Bonnie. Yeah, man.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Well, that was nice. At least you have some kind of dignity.
Yeah, some kind of dignity and spirit going on with you
I
still.
commend you for that. One of the first and only times I probably will.
Well, that's good. Hey, our relationship is progressing. Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
it's progressing slowly, one rub at a time.
And get it while the getting's good.
Yeah. All right, Fredo, we're going to let you run. We got to get to news. Thank you so much for calling, and we hope you have a magical day, as they say.
Yeah, I'm out here
in
walking
Disney
Big
World.
Kitty right now.
You're
Yeah, man.
walking Big Kitty. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. Well, you continue to walk Big Kitty. Keep Big Kitty on the leash.
All right.
All
Talk
right,
to y'all
we'll
later.
talk to you later. Bye-bye. He is such a character, isn't he?
He really is, but I'm glad he's taking Big Kitty for a walk. But I
Yeah.
don't think you have to have a cat on a leash. I don't think Big Kitty likes that sort of
Well,
thing.
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. We'll have to have a conversation with Big Kitty about that
Yeah.
when she calls. 6:49. Let's go to the news desk. Here's Bonnie.
Thank you, Evan. And more than 25% of all students in Martin County schools still are being kept home by their parents or guardians to do remote learning rather than coming back to the classroom, even after the first 9-week grading period. In Indian River, it's about 25%. In St. Lucie County, 44% of students still aren't back in school, according to officials. The reason may be concerns about the rising number of coronavirus cases on the Treasure Coast. A now 5-year-old pit bull is back home with its owner after missing 2.5 years ago. WPTV's Derek Lowe has this heartwarming story.
This is a picture of her on the couch in Christmas. This is in 2016. A member of the family gone for more than 2 years.
Yeah, I would go back and reminisce.
Savannah Restrelli says one day after roaming their 45-acre lot, her then 2.5-year-old pit bull Sugar never returned.
We couldn't find her, so
Nobody answered until this week when Port St. Lucie Animal Control received a call of a stray dog.
Found out the dog's name is Sugar.
One wandering 20 miles from where Sugar went missing.
I didn't think it could be possible. I thought she was like gone.
It's a remarkable story.
Sugar, come here, girl. Whoa.
Now, after what seemed like a lifetime ago,
It's awesome.
Savannah and Sugar are once again reunited.
The microchip, where we have the ability to scan the dog or pet and locate you in the event that your animal goes missing.
A critical piece that made this homecoming a reality.
Yeah, it's the least expected too.
Savannah says their story is proof that even when all hope is lost,
Make sure she's safe.
it can still be found.
I'm really happy that we were able to get that call.
Derek Lowe, WPTV, News Channel 5.
The approaching holidays are a painful time of reflection for James Heiner. WPTV's John Shaman has details.
Time,
It's 5 years today.
does not heal all wounds.
They say that it gets better with time. That's not true. It gets worse.
In the case of James Heiner, there's a daily mix of frustration and anger.
We feel his loss every day. I think about him every day. I know the rest of the family does.
In November of 2015, there was a fire at his son Matthew's home just north of Port St. Lucie. Matthew Heiner was incapacitated and couldn't escape. His death ruled a homicide. In the ashes, James Heiner made the gruesome discovery.
And I looked down and I saw and I brushed and I saw my son's skull.
Matthew Heiner was a jeweler. There was a safe full of firearms and jewelry in his home. Investigators say that safe was open, but not forced open, making robbery the likely motive.
He was always trying to help friends and people who weren't as successful as he was. He had a big heart. I commend him for that, but in the end, I believe that was his downfall.
These days, James Heiner takes his grandson, little Matthew, on the weekends.
Watching him grow, I see a lot of my son in my grandson. Little Matt recently joined the soccer team, scored his first goal, and then we showed him a photo of his father in the same color uniform.
A bittersweet present as he hopes for an arrest in the future.
We want them to be captured and pay for murdering our son.
The sheriff's office says the investigation is still open and they continue to follow up on leads. In St. Lucie County, John Shaman, WPTV, News Channel 5.
The National Hurricane Center reports that Tropical Storm Eta made landfall at 4 a.m. near Cedar Key, north of Tampa. Top winds are down to 50 miles an hour. Tampa Mayor Jane Castor warning residents to be on alert even though Eta is no longer a hurricane.
Clearly, we're not facing that type of incident here, but a tropical storm, high winds, potential flooding, we have got to pay attention to those issues.
And lastly, Governor Ron DeSantis expanding his state of emergency declaration to include several more counties in the path of Tropical Storm Eta. The governor also requested a federal emergency declaration, which was approved by President Trump last night. The Cincinnati Reds' Trevor Bauer has won the National League Cy Young Award, giving Cincinnati its first winner of the award. Bauer topped fellow finalists Yu Darvish of the Chicago Cubs and Jacob deGrom of the New York Mets in the voting, announced by the Baseball Writers Association of America on Wednesday. Our news time is 6:54. We'll have weather and traffic together next.
6:56 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together, brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
We do see an accident right now. It's on I-95 southbound in Port St. Lucie, and this is at mile marker 121 southbound without any roadblocks showing there. Traffic's getting through. There's your latest look at traffic. 77 and partly cloudy in Palm City. In Muskegon, Michigan, 35 and clear. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
Happy Thursday, my sunshines. Temperatures this morning starting off in the mid to upper 70s. Outer rain bands extending from Ada could produce locally heavy rainfall and gusty winds. Highs today in the mid 80s. Clouds overhead and a 60% chance for showers and storms. Winds out of the south up to 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tomorrow, highs in the mid-80s, isolated showers and storms possible. Over the weekend, partly sunny skies, a few showers drifting in from off the ocean, but mainly dry conditions with highs in the mid-80s. I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
If you have a suggestion for the show, we would love to hear from you. Send us an email to WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
Coming up in the 8 o'clock hour today, Pastor Ricky Arnell and his lovely wife, Abrielle, are going to be joining us from Christ Fellowship. Going to be talking about what happens on Wednesday night on CF for CF students. And all the benefits and the amenities that happen. That's why they call it Party in PSL. I was there last night serving with my wife and, of course, Gavin singing on the stage and the worship band as well. So we'll be talking all about that with Pastors Ricky and Abrielle in the 8 o'clock hour. We're WSTU Stewart, Martin County's Heritage Station. The news is coming up next. And then hour number 2 of the Get Up and Go show right here on WSTU.
Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world, it's the Get Up and Go Show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from their palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
7:07 on the Get Up and Go Show, hour number 2.
Bye-bye.
Wait a minute, what did you say?
Bye-bye.
How could you even say bye-bye when we're just getting started?
Hey, everybody.
What? Why'd you laugh?
Was that a hey, everybody?
Yeah.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah, that's my Ashton.
Hey, everybody.
That's my little Ashton.
I love my grandpa.
There you go.
Oh, that's sweet.
Right?
You got some new ones there
I got
this
some
week.
new ones. Listen to him.
I love my grandpa.
Yeah, he loves his grandpa.
His grandpa. Oh.
That's right. He loves saying hi to everybody.
Hey, everybody.
That's right.
I love my grandpa.
There you go.
Maybe
Didn't
he's
get
an
no better than that.
up and coming broadcaster too. Listen to how articulate he is.
Anything for a cheap pop, as they say.
Wow.
Anyway, it is 7:08 this morning on the Get Up and Go Show. Coming up at 7:30 this morning, we're going to be speaking with the one and only Joe Catrambone from the Stuart Martin Chamber of Commerce. We'll be getting an update from him. And then I do believe next Thursday, let me check the calendar.
Is it going to be the big meeting that we're zooming into?
Let me see here. Next Thursday, yes, it's the Morning Joe.
Morning Joe.
It's
All
the
right.
Morning Joe with the Stuart Martin Chamber of Commerce at 8 o'clock. We're gonna play. We're gonna play a little trivia with them and give away some prizes.
Yeah, we're going to give more to Ellie's Deli, perhaps.
Yeah, we'll give away some Ellie's Deli. Maybe we'll give away. I don't know. We'll figure something out.
And we should bring in some donuts and coffee to enjoy for ourselves while we're tuning in with Morning Joe.
Oh, you can pick that up if you want. That's not a problem. I'll let you be responsible for that one.
Okay.
Definitely.
I'm still I'm still nervous, because you mentioned me bringing my kitty in maybe a day next week. I just haven't brought Hansi out anywhere in my vehicle yet. I don't know if Hansi, well, of course he's ridden in a vehicle. I know
Well,
John.
you have a pet carrier for the cat, right?
Yeah, and John brought him over to us in his vehicle.
Okay.
I just never have driven with Hansi yet. And, I don't want to freak him out, but he is the kind of cool kind of kitty that
Just
maybe
put him on the front seat.
could come
put
in.
the seatbelt around the carrier.
Yeah.
And just drive very cautiously. That's
I had
all.
to do that with Jack Frosty.
Do you have a sign in your window in the back that says "Cat on board, beware"?
No, I don't. I don't do the bumper sticker thing. I
Mhm.
feel like a bumper sticker to me, it's like a tattoo, and
Okay.
I'm afraid if I put it on there, it'll be hard to peel it
Well, you
off.
put it on your window, you should be okay as long as you don't put it on your bumper.
Yeah.
So you put it on your window, it's fine. It'll come off with a razor blade, little water and vinegar, a little Goo Gone, and it just takes it right off.
That's true. I bought for Halloween decorations this
Mm-hmm.
year. I hung up this nice big Halloween banner,
Mhm.
but usually I like to shy away from putting any kind of nasty tape on my walls.
Mhm.
I don't like it peeling off the paint, but I found like a Scotch tape that isn't a paint peeler.
Oh, okay.
And it's safe for walls.
Very nice. You should look into getting a vanity license plate. Do you know what those are?
Yeah, they have your name and your signature or something
Well,
about you.
You can design your license tag to whatever you want it to say. So I thought a very cool one would be cat-lady.
Oh.
Cat-lady.
Yeah. I like it.
Right? You go down to the DMV. Speaking of DMV, did you go down and get the tag for the other Mustang?
I sure did.
You did?
Yep.
How much did that set you back?
I thought it was going to be $225
Mm-hmm.
because I read that in Florida to get your vehicle registered and with license plate, sometimes it goes by the weight of the vehicle and
Right.
that. And here I estimated $225. And my jaw dropped to the floor when they told me it was only $60.
Really?
So $60,
That
I
was
got
it?
my other car registered.
And you got a tag?
Yeah.
Did you have an old tag that you brought down there?
No, I didn't because that that plate went over to the RAV4.
Okay.
So I did not have, I had to re-register the Mustang.
Boy, you got off easy. I think the girl made a mistake, if you ask me.
Well, there was somebody brand new over there and they were in training,
Yeah.
but not training by themselves. He had somebody overlooking her.
Right.
And it was cool because he was really nice. And then he made this customer very happy. And I was able to tell this gentleman, thank you so much, and good luck on your new venture and this new job.
Oh, okay.
So it was a really nice morning. I mean, the love was spread to me with such a low price.
Well, that girl is probably not working there no more.
Oh no, this gentleman was cool. It was the gentleman in training, and a girl was training him.
Oh, so all right. So the guy probably doesn't have a job no more, because
No.
when you go get a plate normally,
Yeah.
you did your research and you are correct. When you don't have a plate for a vehicle, you have to get a new plate. It is a very big fee.
You know what? It had been something prior to what I did at the car dealership that I
Right.
got out of the high fee for it. It
Oh,
was
okay.
something that I want to say the car dealership group did.
Oh,
So
okay.
it was something prior to that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the phones. We have a phone call. Good morning. You're on the air with Evan and Bonnie. Who's this?
Good morning.
Oh, it's the giggly one this morning.
Hi.
Hi, good morning there, Sunshine.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. We had our grandson with us yesterday for a little while.
Oh, is that where
along
you-
with the daughter-in-law and son?
Yeah. Is that when you got the recordings?
Yeah,
the
I
new
got
recordings?
I took him in the studio.
Yeah.
Anytime I get to bring him in the studio, yeah,
Oh.
we get some things.
That's
you
a
hear?
lot of fun.
Did you hear Ashton this morning?
I did not hear Ashton.
You didn't? Well, listen.
I love my grandpa.
There you go. He goes, I love my grandpa. And then he also said hi to everybody.
Hey, everybody.
See, there you go.
Oh.
Yep. Next one is going to be I love my grandma. That's going to be coming up next.
Yeah, I was going to ask if he did one for grandma too.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
should.
Yep.
What about mommy and daddy?
That'll come at another time.
Okay.
Grandma and grandpa get top priority on that one. Sorry.
Yeah, I suppose you don't get like Ashton every single night, so that when
Yeah.
he does come over, it's a
Mhm.
special occasion.
Yeah.
The last time I called my brother too, way up north, both his grandkids were there, and
Oh,
they were
okay.
just having a fun time.
Okay.
They're little wascally wabbits
All right.
getting into everything.
Hey, what time did you come to sleep last night? Because I was out like a light, like within 10 minutes when I got home from church.
Just before 10.
Did you? Okay. I was gone. I was exhausted.
Well, as soon as I laid down, I was out.
Yeah. You were down and out.
Took one of those melatonin gummies.
Oh, okay.
But I did that
does that work?
before I took my test.
Melatonin, does
Yeah.
that seem to work for you?
Well, if you take it a half hour before you go to bed, then it's supposed to help you fall asleep early and stay asleep. But unfortunately, it helps me fall asleep, but it doesn't keep me asleep.
Oh.
Yeah, because I have that sleep problem.
Yeah, I was kicking myself last night because I darn it, I wanted to watch the CMA Awards. I know they started at 8:00,
Mm-hmm.
and I had something else on and knew I was falling faster and faster. I was falling asleep, but
Yep.
missed it. Eric Church won Entertainer of the Year.
Oh, very
I guess
nice.
last night at the
Yeah,
CMA
Rachel
Awards.
usually watches that stuff too.
Yeah, and it
Did
looks-
we happen to
yeah.
tape that last night by any chance?
Nope, I didn't even know it was on.
Oh, okay.
And it
That
looks-
shows you how out of touch we are.
It looks like they had it live. This time it wasn't virtual. It looks like they had it like at a live setting, and
Mhm.
I think some of the big artists too stayed away because of that reason. And one might have been Rascal Flatts
Mhm.
that didn't get involved. But I saw Reba McEntire. I want to go online and see this because she did one with country music.
There's a stupid gnat in here that's flying around.
Darius Rucker and Reba McEntire did hosting, I guess, and I think they did a duet on the show.
Oh, okay.
Which I wanted to see.
Well, you could probably Google it, and you could probably find video of it somewhere. I'm sure.
Absolutely, that was
I'm
like
sure.
the 54th annual. That's been going on for quite some time.
Hey, so what's on tap for you at school today? Anything special?
Not really.
No.
They're learning to add and subtract
Oh, okay. She teaches.
fraction with unlike denominators.
Oh, God.
Whoa! Now you're talking foreign crap to me.
Fractions were. Oh man, those were the hardest.
What kind of denominators?
Unlike denominators.
What is unlike denominator? What is an unlike denominator?
They're not the same.
Oh.
So like it could be like 1/2 plus 3/5.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I got to write this down. Wait a minute.
I don't want to like start doing fractions now. This
right,
brings
hold
me
on.
back
All right, I
to
got a piece of
high
paper.
school math.
So it's what is it? What is it? Give me those two again.
1/2 plus 3/5.
Plus 3/5.
Oh, wait,
So
this
you have
one's
to
easy.
find. Okay. So you have to find a common denominator first. right? But I think I could figure that out in my head. Wait a minute, 5, 10, 15, 20, 10.
Did we come to 4/7 with the
6,
plus adage?
10.
Am I right with that?
Hold on. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
Nope.
Oh, wow.
Oh, hold on. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 5.
10 is the common denominator.
Hold on. Yeah, 10 is so it's 11 tenths. Or better yet, it's 1 1/10.
Nope, I don't think you're correct.
Well, if you find a common denominator, 3/5.
Whatever you do to your denominator, you have to do to your numerator.
Right, exactly.
So for 1
So-
half, you multiplied 2 times 5 and you got 10.
Wait a minute, 2 times 5.
Oh, 2 times 5. I was
Wait a
going
minute.
2 plus.
No, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. No, because if you have,
And then I'm teaching there, so I definitely know I'm right.
I understand that, but I
Listen
want
to the wife.
wait a minute. I want to beg to differ with you. Hold on, let me explain my common knowledge here. Okay, 1/2 in a common denominator is 5/10. Correct?
Nope.
No.
Wait, I thought it was an unlike denominator.
Well, if
Right,
you're
they're
multiplying
unlike
2, if
They're
you're
unlike
multiplying,
denominators.
can I talk? We're going to get in an argument on the radio.
Oh,
If I take 2 and go to 10, that's 5. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's 5 times. So I have to multiply 5. I'm sorry. I have to multiply the 1 by 5 times because I had to
No.
get no.
Right, 1 times 5.
and when do we actually use this in life?
Which is 5. Which
Except
is
for now.
Which is 5/10.
Okay.
All right. So now 5/10, and to get a common denominator on 3/5, you have to multiply each one 2 times. So the 5 goes to 10 and the 3 goes to 6. So 6 and 5 is 11 over 10.
Okay, you are correct.
Oh, you got the teacher.
Boom! I got the teacher for once.
Oh.
But here's the thing. I don't have a paper in front of me trying to work this out, so I'm mentally trying to figure it all out in my head.
All right.
So does Evan get an A+ this morning?
So 11/10 is 1 1/10.
So what is 11/10?
11/10 is 1
It's
1/10.
a improper fraction.
That's right. Exactly. It's an improv. Glad you said it because I didn't. So I'll give you the credit for that one first.
Just think if you go to school today now, Rachel, and a student does that to you too. And is it just going to upset your day, ruin your day if the student finds out he or she is right and you're wrong?
No, because she's going to have it looming over her head all damn day that her husband got one over on her.
Anyway,
when
like,
she's the school
Actually,
teacher.
it's not. Because you had an advantage, I didn't. You were able to have pen and paper in front of you.
I know.
didn't.
And see, I'm
driving my truck.
I'm a visual person. I
That's-
have to figure it out.
I remember algebra. I think it was like 10th grade algebra.
Uh-huh.
And the teacher said, come to school tomorrow and make sure you have your work written down. I don't want to just say A, B, when it's multiple choice.
All right.
You had to write out the algebra equation.
Mhm.
So
right.
I wasn't
All right. Give me another
I
problem.
wasn't listening. Wait, I'm saying something.
Go ahead.
I wasn't listening that day. And so I came back to school with just my straight answers of A, B, or C. Oh, and O was our math teacher so disgusted with me. He said my last name like, "Hey, Ashley, this isn't the Burger King. You do it my way or no way at all. You can't have it your way." But he was so upset with me. I'll never forget that day.
May I have permission to talk?
Oh, go ahead.
Thank you.
As you figure out equations.
Yes. Give me another one. I want to do one more. She's thinking. She's going to make it a hard one.
1 2/6 plus.
Oh, God. 1 2/6 plus.
Thinking. Hold on.
She's thinking. I'm making her
She's
think.
making it extremely
And she hasn't had her coffee
hard,
yet this morning.
And 2 3/8.
2 3/8.
Now, does he have to find an uncommon denominator
No,
again?
I know I know exactly what I have to do here. Give me a minute.
I think I do
I'm going to
too.
figure this out.
As you come up with those, I'm going to come up with my answers also,
Hold on,
Evan.
8, 16, 20. Okay. All right. So I have this. I've got this. 8, 16, 24. 3, 6, 9, 24.
I came out with 3 and 6/48. Is that
Hold on.
correct?
No.
I don't know.
No, because 24 is your
writing it
common
down.
24 is your common denominator because 8 goes into 24 and 6 goes into 24.
But here's my question. Did you change them to improper fractions before you started?
Oh, that's right.
Hold on.
I remember how to do that.
Hold on 1 second. I'm figuring this out. Give me a minute.
This is coming back to me now.
4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 8, 24. Okay.
So you got
this is 1. So 3. Hold on. 17.
So you got 3 6 and 19 eighths.
All right.
Right?
So it's 3 and 17 24ths. That's what I come up with.
But did you change them to improper fractions before you got the common denominator?
No, I cheated.
Well, you have to change them to improper fractions first.
She wants to see your work, you see?
Oh, you want to see my work?
Yeah. She says, hey, Evan, this isn't the Burger King. You do it my way.
Wow. Okay. So that would mean, hold on.
You don't have it your way.
No. So if you want improper fraction,
you have to change the proper fractions to improper fractions.
All right, give me a second. I'm doing it.
Then you get the common denominator. Then you turn them back to proper fractions, and then you add.
Well, I avoided all that, and I got 3 and 17 24. So when you get to school today, remember that equation, and text me before you go on the clock, and let me know if I was right.
Yes, and make sure you write it down on paper.
Yeah.
You're going to have to text me the equation, so when I get to work, I can work it out.
Hold on. I'll take a picture of this, and I'll send it to you. Because I want to know if I was right. That's all I got to say. All right, hold on.
He's not going to remember it later.
No, I'm
Can't
not.
you remember like 3 numbers? I mean,
No.
come on.
All right, I just sent it. I'm sending it to her right now. There we go. All right,
Okay.
that's it. All right, and that's Math 101 with my wife, Rachel 9. Okay, very good.
Have a fun day at school, Rachel.
That's today's math lesson. Brought to you by Where She Teaches. Okay. Have a great day. I love you, and we'll do more fractions tomorrow. All right. Bye-bye. Didn't know I had to go to school, for God's sake.
Oh, my gosh. That just brings back bad memories for me.
When in life are we ever going to use crap like that? Seriously.
Honestly, I don't think I ever have, but when I went back to school when I was older, I took some college courses, and the math came to me easier after I was out of high school.
That's ridiculous.
Just a little bit.
That's just ridiculous. 7:24 right now. Let's go to the news desk. Here's Bonnie.
Thanks, Evan. As coronavirus cases, deaths, and hospitalizations spike around the country, the lockdown debate has sprung anew. WPTV's news anchor Mike Trim has this.
The latest coronavirus numbers here in Florida. It's a big story. State health leaders reported 5,800 new cases, another 52 deaths. It brings the total number of cases to more than 858,000. Health leaders say the positivity rate for new cases went down slightly to just under 8%. And this new coronavirus wave might be the worst of the pandemic we've seen. Daily cases and hospitalizations are setting records every day. In fact, governors across the country are threatening more lockdowns if things continue. Although our governor, Ron DeSantis, isn't one of them, despite cases trending up, much needed help could be on the way. Pfizer's vaccine, we've been talking about that, could be available for emergency use as soon as next month. There's a new poll out this morning that actually shows the majority of Americans would support a 1-month statewide lockdown to stop the spread of COVID-19. Nearly 2/3 would agree to a lockdown, while about 1/3 were opposed. Democrats much more likely to support a lockdown than Republicans in this poll, women more likely than men. Some of the opposition comes from the belief a lockdown is unconstitutional.
Add U.S. Representative Brian Mast of Florida to the growing number of Republican lawmakers who have yet to publicly acknowledge that Joe Biden is the president-elect.
I think you have a lot of going on in the courts, and the courts need to have their opportunity to go out there and make their determinations on anything going on in each state. Florida's settled territory, so this is something that the place that I pay the most attention to. Everything is settled. Florida got it done right for once. Normally, everybody around the country is waiting on Florida, but Florida got it done, and we'll wait to see what happens in the other states.
Mast made the remarks Tuesday outside the Edna W. Runner Tutorial Center in Jupiter, where he spoke to students. Despite no evidence of widespread voter fraud in any state, Mast said he would wait and push for transparency. The Treasure Coast representative, the co-chair of President Trump's Florida re-election campaign, posted on Facebook on November 6 that it is critical that every legal vote is counted and any illegally submitted ballot is not. Volunteers being asked to roll up their sleeves and donate blood. Ada is forcing blood donation centers to shut down in the Tampa Bay and Fort Myers areas.
The need for blood does not stop just because there's a hurricane. We have to continue to collect blood in the areas where we are able to continue to operate so that we can help supply blood to the impacted areas.
Susan Forbes of One Blood says they're already down on donations due to the pandemic, and they need to ensure they have a ready blood supply available at all times. Lastly, Tropical Storm Ada is now in Florida, making landfall this morning near Cedar Key, north of Tampa. Maximum sustained winds there are down to 50 miles an hour. Tiger Woods, who makes his home on Jupiter Island in Martin County, looks to defend his green jacket starting today. The Masters tees off at Augusta, Georgia, after being postponed from April by the pandemic. Our news time, 7:28. We'll have weather and traffic together next.
$7:28 the time right now. The Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. All brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
And we're looking at a nice looking morning right here on the Treasure Coast throughout US 1. The roads are clear north and southbound. The major highways are good at the moment. And there's your latest look at traffic. And it's 77, partly cloudy in Stewart, and cloudy and 41 in Savonlinna, Finland this morning. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
Happy Thursday, my sunshines. Temperatures this morning starting off in the mid to upper 70s. Outer rain bands extending from Ada could produce locally heavy rainfall and gusty winds. Highs today in the mid 80s. Clouds overhead and a 60% chance for showers and storms. Winds out of the south up to 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tomorrow, highs in the mid 80s. Isolated showers and storms possible. Over the weekend, partly sunny skies, a few showers drifting in from off the ocean, but mainly dry conditions with highs in the mid-80s.
I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
Do you have a suggestion for the show? Send us an email, WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. And now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
7:32, the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for our weekly visit with the gentleman that heads up the Stuart Martin Chamber of Commerce, Joe Catrabone. And folks, again, I always say this. I don't get paid to say what I say about the Stuart Martin Chamber of Commerce. I've done my homework for the last 9 months, and this is where you need to be if you have a business. Lots of amenities, lots of perks, lots of great things happening down at the Stuart Martin Chamber of Commerce. It's a great way to get your business out in front of the public eye. You need to join today and talk to Joe Catrabone or one of the people down there at the Stuart Martin Chamber of Commerce. They will definitely take extremely, very, very good care of you in getting the word out about your business. Joe's on our line right now. Joe, good morning, and how are you doing today?
Well, thank you. How are you? You and Bonnie?
We're good. We're good. We're healthy, thank God.
Yeah, glad to be back to work this week, Joe, after my long vacation.
Yeah, how was it? Did you have a good time?
Great time. Excellent. We talked to that fella that was on the Zoom meeting who had been at the Mountain Dora flea market. I had asked him whether or not it was going to be open Halloween weekend. Well, lo and behold, it was. And I made it there, and it was really fascinating.
That's a neat town. It's really nice. And, really a nice place in Florida. The topography is a little bit different. There's the rolling hills, and it's not typical Florida. It's but I love typical Florida. I'm not complaining about it.
Oh, me too.
But it gives you a little different. It gives you a little different perspective of our state.
Yep, rolling hills. You're right. That flea market was like right on a hill. So I parked my vehicle down below the ravine, and I walked up there, and it was just like so large that it was overwhelming. But you're right. Mount Dora is like a really beautiful place. And
were a lot of people there?
Yeah, quite a bit for Saturday morning and Halloween. And I was like one of the first people that showed up. But then, as the day started progressing, plenty of people did come out. So,
did they all wear masks? And did it seem like people were trying to socially distance, or was it just
something?
Usual?
Not the majority of people that I came across. They were not wearing masks, and there was like only one shop. It was the Avon shop where they kind of had a shop, it was like behind these glass doors where you actually went inside a door like it was a store. And so upon going in there, you did have to wear a mask. But overall, to be quite honest.
They had an Avon shop?
Yeah.
They did? Avon calling.
You've got all kinds of gadgets, don't you?
Well, we got to keep it real,
Joe, what have you been seeing around town? Have you been seeing in Stuart people wearing their masks? And I find the majority of people around here are wearing them.
Yeah, especially in the stores and Publix, Walgreens, Walmart. It seems like people are being respectful and they're wearing their masks. But same thing in restaurants. Although in restaurants, it was kind of ludicrous to wear a restaurant in a restaurant and then sit down at your table and take it off.
Yeah, because
anyway,
where do you put it? Well, you put it in your lap like your napkin. I guess.
I think the whole purpose behind that, Joe, is if you're walking by somebody's table, okay, and they don't have a mask on, their food is exposed, and the purpose is, God forbid, if you were to sneeze or cough or something like that. I think that's why the whole purpose of wearing a mask is you're walking.
Yeah, I understand that. It's just anyway. I really hope that we're not going to go back to another lockdown. Our numbers. I don't know if you're privy to them, or our numbers here are excellent. They're probably the lowest in the state.
Mm-hmm.
And I keep hearing there's rising numbers in Florida and so many cases in Palm Beach County. And I get a report daily from our emergency operations center with the number of hospitalizations and the number of beds available. And our numbers are probably. I have to say, although I don't have privy to it, we have to be one of the lowest in the state.
I'm pulling up the the COVID map right now.
Yeah.
As we speak, it'll give me a county by county, and it's going to load here in a second, and I'll be able to click on Martin County and give you an actual reading here as far as that goes. All right, so let me zoom in a little bit here, and let's see here. There's Dade, Broward. Okay, so here's Martin County right here. Martin County has 5,630 cases and 170 deaths, and hospitalizations 428. So that's where Martin County is.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't show a comparison to the rest of the counties or the state.
Well, I can click any county. Give me a county. Let's go to
Well, no,
Orlando.
not that.
Go to Orange County, Evan.
Orange
Just-
County is Orlando.
Oh,
You got
right.
49,752 cases.
Or maybe go to like Lake County, where I was at that flea market. Can you go to Lake County? That's what I think they're
what
in.
city is that in? Is that near Palm Bay?
Mount Dora.
No, that's in the center of the state.
Oh, okay. Lake County is 9,360.
So 9,360. So they're actually at more cases. What's their hospitalization?
Hospitalizations are 760.
Oh, and we're at like 438 here.
Yeah.
So maybe there's like a little bit of comparison, a little bit more there happening.
Yeah, I'm pulling up my report right here from the EOC right now. Here's what I look at. For instance, total beds, we have 270 available. Admitted to the hospital on the 10th for COVID, 2 people.
Okay.
Total beds available. We have total beds, 270 in the county. We have 117 available.
Wow.
Total ICU beds, 22. Total ICU beds available, 6. Total ventilators, 59. Available, 52. So, I take a look at that. Then I look at we have a flat line on hospitalizations. It's basically a flat line.
Right.
Since the middle of October. We have, 5,600 positives, 42,000 negatives. I look at a chart that shows positivity rates, and it's all down. It's all down. So, now that's not to say I know we're not in the woods. It's just that we seem to be doing so much better than all of our neighbors.
Yeah, but just because we're low doesn't mean to let your guard down. That doesn't mean to take your mask off. No, definitely not.
But
I'm just saying we must be doing something right here.
You're right, Joe. I'm seeing this too now. Negative 42,562, positive 5,630. Those look like some considerably good numbers, just like to keep a positive spirit about. But like Evan's right too, we can't let our guard down. And even though I don't like to wear the mask,
I'm not suggesting that at all. I'm just saying we must be doing something right.
Yes,
something's right because we seem to be controlling the spread of it anyway. So,
and you're right, and I'm like in that ballpark where I'm just in that category of people where I do not want to see another shutdown. I do not want to see another lockdown at all.
Yeah, our economy seems. Our economy is really doing well. I just use ourselves as an example. The last 3 months of our last fiscal year, which were July, August, and September, we had positive. We had positive report. We just got through looking at the numbers for October, and we were 18% over what we projected in our revenue. So, things seem to be, again, you've heard me say it time and time again, that we turned the corner. We turned the corner, I think, a few months ago. But, any little glitch could just set us right back to where we were. And that's what we have to hope doesn't happen.
Do not want to go back to what we had in late March, when I was out of work for a whole month and a half.
Definitely so, without a doubt. Let's talk about some new business. What do we have this week for the chamber?
Another positive aspect.
I love positive stuff.
Yeah, me too. So coming back in, they were members for years and dropped out. Outback Steakhouse.
Oh,
I love Outback, but if they're not a chamber member, I don't go. So I haven't been to Outback in a couple of years looking forward to going soon.
Mhm.
I love their bloomin' onion for one thing.
Oh yeah, they're so famous for that.
Their steaks are great. So again, I'm looking forward to going back there soon. They just joined last week. We have a Carpenter Security Integrators joined, and they do security in residential, commercial, virtual, technical. It's unbelievable. Some of the stuff that I saw that they do was just incredible with security.
Mhm.
Then we had Optimizer. We're home based. They're in Stewart. They do
Okay.
public relations, marketing, social media.
Okay.
Paradise Tire and Service, Palm Tree Auto. They're also in Stewart.
Okay.
Ohio. Rewind, Refined. They do furniture, gifts, and accessories, including clothing. It's a boutique. Let's see, ROK and WTR Water, Frozen Treat Company.
Okay.
A nonprofit that helps supply clean water to Haiti, as well as being an Italian ice palace. So, it was a really, really good week.
Okay.
Optimizer, I already said that one. So, again, we have people walking in the door and asking about joining. We're getting leads on the website. We're getting phone calls. So it's all positive from what I can see.
Well, we keep
Part of
pushing
that-
it. We definitely keep pushing them your way, Joe, without a doubt.
Yeah, I know that, and I appreciate that.
No problem.
We have a business after hours on the 18th
Mhm.
at Louis Promotional Marketing on Colorado Avenue.
Very
Then,
nice.
of course, I heard you talking about it earlier. We have our virtual Joe on the 19th.
Oh, now we're going to be part of that next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I heard that y'all are going to do some kind of trivia.
Yeah, I
thing.
think we're going to do trivia, but it's going to be a two-part trivia. I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag yet on what I'm going to do, but it's going to involve you're going to have to go on a scavenger hunt in your office/home to get an item that I'm looking for, and then be the first one back, hold it up on the screen, and then we'll ask you the trivia question. And it's all going to be on a points basis, and the winner is going to get a gift certificate to Ellie's Downtown Deli.
That's great. That's great. We'll be looking forward to that.
So
And the
get your
next
running shoes on and be ready, because it's going to be good next week.
Now, Evan, don't ask for the Ninja Foodie, because not everybody has a Ninja Foodie in their house.
No, you never know what I might ask. I might ask for somebody to go find me a bowling ball. Okay. So
That'd be interesting.
you never know.
Yeah.
I mean, knowing Joey's probably got one under his desk somewhere.
Yeah.
No, but I'm going to bring one.
There you go. So, Joe,
And the next day on the 20th, we've got a networking breakfast with the Palm City Chamber
Okay.
at the Flagler Place. And that's Tyson Teens, Festival of Trees. That's really great. If you've never been, you ought to stop by that, Bonnie, both of you and Evan. It's really great. People decorate trees in there. You get great ideas. Some of the ideas and the techniques people use to decorate these trees is incredible.
Where's that at? Where's that going to be at, Joe?
At Flagler Place, right down on the river next to City Hall, down in that area.
It's right here, right down the street. Frank runs that place.
Oh, right. He
Yeah.
does. Yeah,
Yeah,
our
Frank.
Frank.
Our Frank does. He runs that place.
That's right.
Joe, if somebody wants to get a hold of you and they want to get their business involved in the chamber, let's get the information out to them. How do they reach you? Give us all the different avenues.
Okay, they can call me at 772-287-1088. My extension is 108. You can press 0 when you hear someone answer, and you'll get to one of our staff, and anyone here can help you. But as I said, my extension is 108. Be more than happy to speak with anyone who'd like to call. You can go to our website, stewartmartinchamber.org. And there's a myriad of information on there. You can even join online if you'd like. But, of course, we would much rather have you come in and sit down with us, or we come to your business and we'll sit down with you and explain to you what benefits are available through the chamber.
All right, very good. Give the number out one more time so the people
Sure,
are scrambling to get a pen or pencil.
772-287-1088, and my extension is 108.
Very good. That's Joe Catrabone. He heads up the Stuart Martin Chamber of Commerce. Joe, always our pleasure to have you on, and we will speak to you next week and get another update from you.
Thank you, guys. Looking forward to it.
Have a great day.
All
righty. Bye-bye now. 7:47 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for news. Let's head over to the news desk. Bonnie?
Thanks, Evan. The Centers for Disease Control is advising against large family gatherings this Thanksgiving because of COVID-19. WPTV's Matt Cessny has the story.
Larry the Turkey Guy, the West Palm Beach man known for serving Thanksgiving dinners to hundreds every year, knows this Thanksgiving will be different for him.
I'll go home with my wife and my goddaughter, and we'll just kind of like have a little event there. It's sad that it's that way, but we want to be safe.
Being safe could be a challenge as family and friends turn to traveling and gathering for Thanksgiving. The CDC is discouraging big gatherings, recommending people stay home, connect with family and friends virtually, such as over Zoom, and if there is a large dinner, to move it outside.
I would expect a spike in cases.
Infectious disease specialist Dr. Larry Bush says crowding into a home on Thanksgiving with no masks and no hand washing is asking for trouble. And he says ignoring the warnings could turn Thanksgiving into a spreader event.
I would expect that to happen for these reasons, because social distancing is impossible in that setting. So there will be a spike. The question is, does that spike in cases transmit into a spike in hospital admissions and deaths? And it really depends who gets infected.
I recommend people just take time and FaceTime, and and people will understand. Family members are respected, just by FaceTiming, giving a call.
Simple advice from Larry the Turkey Guy. In West Palm Beach, Matt Cessny, WPTV, News Channel 5.
As coronavirus cases and deaths and hospitalizations spike around the country, the lockdown debate has sprung anew. And WPTV's news anchor Mike Trim has this.
The latest coronavirus numbers here in Florida. It's a big story. State health leaders reported 5,800 new cases, another 52 deaths. It brings the total number of cases to more than 858,000. Health leaders say the positivity rate for new cases went down slightly to just under 8%. And this new coronavirus wave might be the worst of the pandemic we've seen. Daily cases and hospitalizations are setting records every day. In fact, governors across the country are threatening more lockdowns if things continue. Although our governor, Ron DeSantis, isn't one of them, despite cases trending up, much needed help could be on the way. Pfizer's vaccine, we've been talking about that, could be available for emergency use as soon as next month. There's a new poll out this morning that actually shows the majority of Americans would support a 1-month statewide lockdown to stop the spread of COVID-19. Nearly 2/3 would agree to a lockdown, while about 1/3 were opposed. Democrats much more likely to support a lockdown than Republicans in this poll, women more likely than men. Some of the opposition comes from the belief a lockdown is unconstitutional.
A Boca Raton therapist says the pressures of the COVID-19 pandemic could lead to mental health disorders being undiagnosed in children. WPTV's Sabira Rayford has this.
For Shannon Moyle, her early childhood memories are good.
Very happy.
The now 20-year-old says her life took a dark turn when she was in middle school.
Hit rock bottom pretty fast towards the end of 6th grade. And that was like the first time that I had started self-harm, and like all of that really caught up with me.
The next 4 years, it only got worse.
I was hospitalized 3 times. They were all Baker Acts.
And after being misdiagnosed with depression and bipolar disorder, Shannon says she learned she had borderline personality disorder.
Kind of like, I'm not fighting this invisible illness anymore. There's a name to it.
It's really scary for us because up until that point, she was pretty normal.
Registered social worker and therapist at Therapeutic Oasis of the Palm Beaches, Allison Moyle says her daughter's diagnosis inspired her to change careers and help other children. She says the COVID-19 pandemic could lead to more children being misdiagnosed.
A lot of parents are in denial. And, they invalidate their child to say, oh, you'll get over it. It's just, this is happening to everybody.
She says there are warning signs.
Your teen not being able to get out of bed, and not taking a shower and not paying attention to hygiene, those are signs of maybe a severe depression, or so scared or the anxiety is so bad they don't want to go to school or they can't do things.
Shannon, who is following in her mom's footsteps and now pursuing a master's degree in social work, says she wants children to know it's okay to speak up.
Don't be afraid to seek help.
Reporting in Palm Beach County, Sabir Raper, WPTV News Channel 5.
Penn State running back Journey Brown is medically retiring from football after being diagnosed with hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. Head coach James Franklin announced Wednesday night that the redshirt junior would no longer be able to play. Brown had been held out of the season as Penn State announced in October that a medical condition was discovered in the offseason. News time is 7:53. We'll have weather and traffic together next.
$7:54 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. It's all brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Well, Evan, it's just been a nice Thursday morning here on the roads, and including the Fort Pierce area, all the way to Port St. Lucie and coming on down to Stewart and Hobe Sound. It's a nice ride. No tie-ups. There's your latest look at traffic. 76 in Port St. Lucie, a cloudy sky, and 64 in Wells, Maine. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
Happy Thursday, my sunshines. Temperatures this morning starting off in the mid to upper 70s. Outer rain bands extending from Ada could produce locally heavy rainfall and gusty winds. Highs today in the mid 80s, clouds overhead, and a 60% chance for showers and storms. Winds out of the south up to 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tomorrow, highs in the mid 80s, isolated showers and storms possible. Over the weekend, partly sunny skies, a few showers drifting in from off the ocean, but mainly dry conditions with highs in the mid 80s.
I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world. It's the Get Up and Go Show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from their palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
And if you're wondering what I am playing right now, this is the kind of music, and it's great. It's by Lecrae. This is kind of some of the really cool stuff that they do on Students' Night.
It sounds like a mix of
Yeah.
contemporary Christian to heavy metal to rap.
Yeah, it's Lecrae.
It's a big mix.
Yeah, and Lecrae actually was at Christ Fellowship a couple of years ago, I do believe. Want to bring in the conversation right now, Pastors Ricky and Abrielle Arnell. They're a married couple, and they oversee our students at Christ Fellowship. So I want to say good morning, guys. Thanks for being here.
Good morning, Evan. It's good to hear your voice this morning.
Yeah, it's
I love
good.
hearing the Lecrae this early in the morning.
I'm telling you, I got to set the tone for the whole interview, you know?
Yes.
So how are you guys doing? Another successful CF students last night, right?
That's right. We had a great time with all of our students last night. I mean, every Wednesday is really great. It's always an awesome opportunity to have them come hang out. And I mean, sometimes you don't even know that there are that many teenagers in Port St. Lucie, but they all come running whenever we have Wednesday nights.
You know, there's so much to do at Christ Fellowship at our church. It's located over in Tradition. There's quite a few campuses around. They've got Port St. Lucie. They have Belle Glade. They have West Palm, Boynton Beach, Vero Beach, Palm Beach Gardens, which is the main campus down in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. But I want to focus on our campus here in Port St. Lucie because this is where Ricky and Abrielle oversee the students. And I wanted to dive into a little bit more. Abrielle, you oversee one of the elements for CF students, correct?
Yeah, I actually get to look after our mixed students on the weekends. So that's our 5th and 6th graders. And then when we have different rooms, that's when I look after our middle schoolers.
And of course, the middle school goes up to the 8th grade. And what do the kids, when they're there and we're preaching to them and teaching them about the Lord and things like that, what are you finding from the kids? Are they very receptive at first? Talk to me about that a little bit.
Yeah, so it highly depends because we have students coming from literally all different kinds of backgrounds. And Abrielle can speak more to like the dynamics of middle schoolers, but it seems to be very similar across the board that depending on where you're coming from dictates sort of how you receive the message. And but we find and I can explain this a little bit later, but the way in which we do it and the strategy that we implement is geared towards spurring on conversations that students have with each other and with their leaders. And so we find that students are quite receptive, especially once they listen to the message that's preached, they're given an opportunity to have conversations. And it's in those conversations that we get to really see the impact that the messages that we preach and the programs that we put on, we get to see the impact that it has.
I notice, each and every Wednesday I am in the sanctuary in the auditorium for, the worship portion, which is the beginning. And then I catch the beginning of the word because my son is up singing with the worship band. And I noticed that once the word comes on, all eyes are either on the screen for the pre-recorded message or all eyes are on either one of you who are delivering the message. And those kids are really zoned in.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. Hey, do you want to speak to that?
Yeah, I think one thing that's really interesting up here in Port St. Lucie is that a lot of our kids are honestly kind of unchurched. Like they haven't gone to church for a long time, or maybe their families are newer to church just because Port St. Lucie is still such a new area. And so it's been super cool because we're really getting to build the foundation with a lot of our students just because a lot of them haven't been, growing up in church, and it's still very new. And so that's super exciting for us, just because we get to help build that foundational truth with them each and every week. So it's been quite a blessing to be a part of.
Right. And you talk about them being, their eyes are focused in on the person who's delivering the message. And I think a big reason for that is, for a lot of them, this is the first time they're hearing any of what we're talking about. And so it's all very new and exciting. And yeah, I think the newness is what really grabs their attention.
I know right now you guys are in a very serious a series that's going on right now, and Ricky, if you could touch on that topic, and then I'm going to rebuttal with something that I saw last night that I was very taken back by, and I don't want to give it away just yet. But what is the topic that is being related to the kids right now?
So we're talking about mental health. And we've been talking about it now for 2 weeks. Each Wednesday night, we're able to kind of open up this topic and focus in on a few specific aspects of mental health concerning teenagers. And the reason is because mental health issues have become almost a majority issue. Like, the majority of teenagers, especially in this generation, struggle with mental health whether it be anxiety, diagnosed anxiety and depression, suicidality, a number of different codependency issues. A number of different issues are predominant among teenagers today. And so we found it imperative that we bring up these issues and talk about them, teach on them, and help give students the tools and the resources to be able to work through those mental health issues and those mental health, the problems and that they're facing. And so Wednesday nights have been specifically focused on helping them not only to see that mental health matters and that mental health is an issue, especially if it's not taken care of, but also give them the tools to see what God would say about their mental health, and how Jesus can give them the healing that they need, and given all what the Bible would say, like all of that, because we're not just mental health counselors,
right?
We're also pastors who want them to see that that God has a lot to do with all of this.
Last night, I was exiting out to go get set up for the departure when the kids leave, about an hour before, just talking with people, and I noticed Abrielle sitting down by the exit door with a student. I'm not going to say male or female, because the conversation is very private between Abrielle and, the student. But I have never seen two people more engaged as I did last night. Abrielle, I was just, this is serious stuff, what was going on.
Thank you, Evan. I feel like a lot of times we say at Christ Fellowship, it's like creating the moments before the moments. And so earlier I had talked with the band and just kind of prepared them of they get to help prepare the moment before the moment.
Right.
And everything that we do at CF Students, there's a purpose behind it. And so whether it's when they're walking in and we're greeting them and making them feel welcome and at home, or whether that's during worship or the message or groups, there's just purpose in everything that we do. And so, I remember talking with the band, and your son was in there too. And we just talked about how, we need to take the time to, as they are worshiping, to pray for someone out in the audience. And the person leading huddle said that. And I thought that was just so powerful, just because their time, even leading worship, is setting a moment before the moment. And then we went into our message and we talked about, like we said, mental health. And then it really just opened up conversations for students. And so we really encouraged them, hey, the things that maybe you were dealing with that have been kind of hidden in the darkness, they don't have to stay there. And instead, you can bring those things to light. And you can start to experience freedom and healing when you bring those things to light. And so, I just had a conversation with a student who was trying to bring some things to the light. And what's kind of crazy is that student is just one of the many that we know like battle with things, and some of these things have been started because of maybe internal things that they've kind of created, but a lot of it comes from the situations that they are living in and the things that they deal with at school. And so anything that we can do to help become a support and just help understand where they're at just helps, bring unity with our church and just helps build trust with our students, but then also just helps them get on the right path to experience the freedom that God really has for them.
Right.
If you're looking go ahead, Ricky. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if I could speak into what she was talking about. So one of the things that I will hear frequently, and this speaks to the importance of what we do. One of the things that I hear frequently is kind of a misunderstanding or almost like a callousness towards teenagers and how they feel nowadays. Because I think it's a common stereotype that teenagers today are soft. They don't know how to handle the world. They don't have good coping skills. They're just, I think soft is the best word. Like, I remember when I was a kid, it was my parents would kick me out of the house and tell me to not come home until the street light comes on. And I would go and do whatever I wanted with my friends, and we were fine. And if we fell down and scraped our knee, we rubbed it off and we kept playing, and like things were fine. Like, we didn't have iPads and all that. And so we have like this perspective of teenagers nowadays as though that kind of generation is the generation I grew up in was lost, and now we're in this almost like a sissy kid kind of generation. And I agree and I disagree. I think that there is a level of shelteredness that we have never seen before. So that does contribute to kids not having sort of the coping mechanisms or the ability to problem solve or the independence that I grew up in and that previous generations have grown up in. However, because of a lot of that, the mental problems, and I don't mean like birth defects or anything like that have to do with your mental states or whatever. I mean, just like how you are able to perceive and cope with the world, because of how kids are sheltered and because of how a lot of kids are raised, and not putting like significant blame on parents, but we see a lot of these problems arise because so much more about their lives has gone to the mental, to the relationships that they have on social media, to the friends and the activities that they have with their friends. And so we as a church want to be a resource to help our kids navigate problems that past generations have never had to navigate. And when we were kids, our churches were helping us navigate problems that the previous generations had never had to navigate. And it's been like that for all the generations past. And this is where I get to my main point, is that our pastor, Pastor Todd, always says that the church that invests in the next generation will live forever.
Oh, that's true. That's very true. And one of the big things that does go on is online bullying, and people are unaware of how much this goes on in everyday life, and it's a very sad situation, isn't it?
It is, exactly. And when I was a kid, bullying was you show up to school, someone pushes you against a locker, you like, of course it wasn't okay.
Yeah.
But it was more physical. And now and seen, and now bullying has almost went underground, but deeper and more dangerous.
Yeah. And I, as a parent, with Gavin, we were one of those families that our son was bullied at a very young age when Gavin was in middle school because of, number one, his size, number two, because he's very thin. And Gavin even, had those thoughts of taking his own life at one point, but, thankfully, I'm glad he made that choice to come into the church and go with Rachel and I. And, and now here we are 4 or 5 years later, and you see where Gavin is today, and he's a completely different teenager now.
Absolutely. Right. Yeah, he's grown a lot, and we're super proud of him.
Folks, if you're looking for a source for your kids, whether they're in middle school, high school, or even for your family, I highly recommend you come out and check out, Christ Fellowship, because they have a hashtag that they live by, and we thank Pastor Travis for this hashtag. It's called Party in PSL, and it's so true because every time you come to church, it's one big happy party. And speaking of parties, next Wednesday, it's how do we call it? It's Vive Feast, right?
Yes.
I made that up, but yeah, it's our Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah.
A Vive Feast. That's what we're calling it.
Yeah, we do a Thanksgiving every year. We do a Thanksgiving dinner with all of our students on a Wednesday night, and that Wednesday's coming up. It's one of my favorite ones of the entire year.
It's going to be a great night, and Vive is a very big part of students because Vive happens once a month at CF, correct?
Correct. Yes.
And then in December we have one coming up. I believe it's December 9th. It's called Not So Silent Vive, and that is our all-time favorite one of the entire year. It's a big Christmas blowout, and it's the greatest night of the year, and that's December 9th, called Not So Silent Vive. So our students for sure can't miss that one because it's the last one for the year, and we have some special appearances from some very special people on that one.
Yeah, we can't give away who it's going to be, but it's going to be some
No.
very, very special people. And
Yes.
lastly, I would be remiss because I know you guys love to travel, and I know you guys have visited all different parts of the United States, and I love following your travels, but I would be remiss if I did not wish you guys a happy 4-year wedding anniversary, which you celebrated with all your extended family last night at church.
That's right. That's right. 4 years celebrated last night, and I mean, we could be anywhere in the world, but we love that we got to spend it with all of our students and all of our friends at our church.
We got to spend it together. So
Right.
It's great.
It's great. It's great. 4 years together. They're awesome. If you have not experienced, Christ Fellowship, come out and meet Ricky and Abrielle, Travis and his wife, Jenny. We have a whole team of people there, and it's a big party in PSL, isn't it, guys?
Right.
Yes,
That's
absolutely.
right. So just a little bit of information. Our student ministry is from 6th grade through 12th grade.
Okay.
And we meet on Wednesday nights from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. at Christ Fellowship Church in Port St. Lucie. If you're listening to this and you live in our Stuart area, we also have it at our Stuart location, same time at our Christ Fellowship Stuart campus. And all you got to do is bring your teenager, show up, and we can sign them up right there.
Right on the spot, no frills, and they'll be part of the Party in PSL or Party in Stuart, as they call it, correct?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me this morning. I really, truly appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Evan. I really appreciate you sharing your platform with us to be able to talk about students and even the series that we're in and share a little bit of us with you. So we love you. We're really thankful for you, man.
Well, we love you guys too, and God bless the both of you. And again, a very happy anniversary to the two of you.
Thanks, Evan.
Thank
you guys
you.
have an awesome day.
God bless.
God bless you too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
8:25. It's news time. Let's go to the news desk once again, and here's Bonnie.
Thanks, Evan. Floridians passed Amendment 2 last week, putting the state on course to gradually increase its minimum wage and reach $15 by 2026. Supporters and opponents are now divided on what comes next. Will it be an economic benefit or bust? WPTV's Capitol reporter Forrest Saunders has the story.
A path to $15 an hour has Francois Paul smiling.
I have the most hardest and important job of caring for the ill.
The CNA is one of 2.5 million Floridians expecting a wage boost, a major improvement from her hourly $10.
You cannot support a family with those wages.
But opponents continue to say Amendment 2 is bad for business, warning job losses and closures are ahead in ads like this.
Having this amendment pass is not going to help any small business.
So is it true? Well, Florida is the 8th state to approve a $15 minimum wage, and research shows in other states, for the most part, businesses have been able to absorb these costs.
I don't think there's any reason to expect that this will bankrupt
businesses.
That's Alexis Davis with the Florida Policy Institute. She says 15 years ago, the same complaints arose when the state put current rates in place.
And those proved to be largely unfounded.
Add to that studies like this one. UC Berkeley showing minimum wage jobs increased in 6 U.S. cities despite upping pay. Davis says a higher wage will likely benefit businesses and Florida's budget. Her research shows more pay equals more spending and an estimated $577 million increase in sales tax revenue.
When they receive those pay boosts, they almost always go back out in their communities and spend that money.
There are still concerns.
It does have an impact on job creation.
Chris Carlozzi is Massachusetts director for the National Federation of Independent Businesses. While widespread job losses haven't happened as wages increase there, he says seasonal employment has been down.
You had employers talking about maybe hundreds of kids applying for summer jobs, and those positions just weren't there because it wasn't cost effective for the business owner.
And the pandemic's ongoing presence will play a role too, though no one is certain how big.
I can be the voice for everyone.
Paul, not too worried, more excited that a better wage and life are heading her way.
The approaching holidays are a painful time of reflection for James Heiner. WPTV's John Shaman has details.
Time, this 5 years today, does not heal all wounds. They say that it gets better with time. That's not true. It gets worse. In the case of James Heiner, there's a daily mix of frustration and anger. We feel his loss every day. I think about him every day. I know the rest of the family does. In November of 2015, there was a fire at his son Matthew's home just north of Port St. Lucie. Matthew Heiner was incapacitated and couldn't escape. His death ruled a homicide. In the ashes, James Heiner made the gruesome discovery. And I looked down and I saw and I brushed and I saw my son's skull. Matthew Heiner was a jeweler. There was a safe full of firearms and jewelry in his home. Investigators say that safe was open, but not forced open, making robbery the likely motive. He was always trying to help friends and people who weren't as successful as he was. He had a big heart. I commend him for that, but in the end, I believe that was his downfall. These days, James Heiner takes his grandson, little Matthew, on the weekends. Watching him grow, I see a lot of my son in my grandson. Little Matt recently joined the soccer team, scored his first goal, and then we showed him a photo of his father in the same color uniform. A bittersweet present as he hopes for an arrest in the future. We want them to be captured and pay for murdering our son. The sheriff's office says the investigation is still open and they continue to follow up on leads. In St. Lucie County, John Shaman, WPTV, News Channel 5.
A week after the NFL and Players Union opened an investigation into the San Francisco 49ers' compliance with the league's COVID-19 protocols, the team has been cleared of any potential violations. A league source confirmed to ESPN on Wednesday that after a review of the team's adherence to the NFL guidelines, the Niners were found to have met the necessary requirements and that no further action would be taken against them. News time 8:30. We'll have weather and traffic together next.
8:31 right now, the time on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together, all brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
On the Turnpike northbound in the Port St. Lucie area, way north in Port St. Lucie at mile marker 143, there's some road construction northbound on the Turnpike, so use caution up in that area. Martin County, it's a good-looking ride, no accidents. Your latest look at traffic. A partly cloudy sky here in Stuart, 78, and in Tulum, Mexico this morning, it's 75. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
Happy Thursday, my sunshines. Temperatures this morning starting off in the mid to upper 70s. Outer rain bands extending from Ada could produce locally heavy rainfall and gusty winds. Highs today in the mid 80s. Clouds overhead and a 60% chance for showers and storms. Winds out of the south up to 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tomorrow, highs in the mid-80s, isolated showers and storms possible. Over the weekend, partly sunny skies, a few showers drifting in from off the ocean, but mainly dry conditions with highs in the mid-80s.
I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie on Martin County's Heritage Station, AM 1450 WSTU. Now let's get back to the program with Evan and Bonnie.
8:36 on the Get Up and Go show. Without further ado, a man that really needs no introduction at all. You just hear his voice and you know what he's going to be talking about this morning. It's Randy Siegel with the Space Report. Good morning, Randy.
Good morning to you, sir. Well, in the past couple of days in history was Gemini 12. Gemini 12 was the last mission of the Gemini spacecraft to carry two astronauts into space, Jim Lovell and Buzz Aldrin. And what made this flight interesting is that Buzz took a spacewalk and he went outside the vehicle and onto the Agena spacecraft that was attached to the Gemini spacecraft. Kind of cool. Kind of cool when you think about it. We also have Voyager 1, which at the time passed Mars and passed Jupiter and Saturn on its way out into deep space. We also had the flight of STS-2. That was the second flight of the space shuttle with Joe Engle and Richard Truly as the two crew members on that flight. And lastly, we had the Philae spacecraft from the European Space Agency landing on Comet 67P Chernomosov-Gerasimenko. So a lot happened in space. The crew is getting ready to fly into space again. NASA astronauts Mike Hopkins, Victor Glover, Shannon Walker, as well as Japanese Space Agency astronaut Soichi Noguchi are ready to lift off on Saturday from the Kennedy Space Center at 7:49 p.m. What's really kind of cool, and we don't think about it a lot, but these astronauts spend a lot of time practicing what they're going to be doing. In fact, while the Dragon was on Earth, the crew had boarded several times in a practice session in order to see how they will operate it when they're in space. They went into their space seats. They did a full-up test on the vehicle as well as on the astronauts to make sure everything is fine. And to show that everything is fine, NASA has formally certified the SpaceX Dragon spacecraft for transporting astronauts to and from the International Space Station. So this launch will now be the first operational launch to take place from the Cape. The station itself is getting ready to be raised in orbit today at 1:50 p.m. That's when there will be a 363.5 second burst of energy coming from the Zvezda module, resulting in the average height of the station being increased by half a mile. And that'll put the spacecraft into orbit 260 miles above the Earth. The weather for that launch is considered about 60% go for launch. Part of the problem is the seas, because it's not only the astronauts going to the space station, it's also recovering of the first stage. And what happens if the first stage goes bad and the astronauts have to abort their flight and land in the Atlantic Ocean in the spacecraft? Well, if you have bumpy waters and things are too high, that's not going to help. And they'll probably turn the spacecraft off. In other words, they won't fly should there be a problem with the weather. So everyone is looking at ETA to see that it gets out of there quickly, which it appears to be, and will allow for this launch to take place. NASA has signed a contract to launch 2 new Cygnus spacecrafts to the International Space Station. These were part of the CRS-2 Commercial Cargo Delivery Service Agreement. These launches will take place in 2023 and allow Northrop Grumman to deliver the astronauts 7.5 tons of fuel and food for the International Space Station, as well as additional experiments. The European Space Agency is finally getting ready to start launching again from French Guiana. The 2 passengers on the Ariane Space Vega flight will focus on the Earth and its dynamic atmosphere above thunderstorms. The spacecrafts have been encapsulated and they'll be ready to fly in the not too distant future. Lastly, we want to tell you that the first tourists to fly on a SpaceX vehicle have signed the contract. Axiom Space says they will have 3 private citizens and an ex-astronaut Mike Lopez Allegra to fly. Tomorrow we're going to tell you about congressional funding for NASA and Joe Biden's view for NASA. So until then, have a great day, everybody.
That's Randy Siegel with the Space Report. He's on the program each and every weekday at this time, giving you the latest and greatest on outer space. Time to head on over to Ellie's Downtown Deli, where Bonnie's standing by with the latest and greatest to soothe your appetite.
Well, you might want to try something spicy on this Thursday, and the spicy pastrami melt at Ellie's would be divine. You get this one on toasted multi-grain bread with spicy cilantro mayonnaise, cherry peppers on this one, sauteed onions, some pepper jack cheese, jalapeno, and tomato. You want to have a cool note, maybe make it a cool side of a coleslaw with that. Make it a Cobb salad. A bed of fresh mixed greens is topped with chopped chicken, cucumber, tomato, cheddar, gorgonzola cheese on it too, with bacon. Comes with avocado. You even get hard-boiled eggs on this salad. Delicious. And you can have a glass of beer or wine too today at Ellie's when you stop in. Ellie's Downtown Deli in Stuart now has their patio back open, plus they're at 50% dining inside. They have a full menu for pickup or delivery. Ellie's also has the full dinners available for takeout, plus their fabulous desserts as well. Call 772-781-6605 to order and pick up today. And they're at 18 Southeast 6th Street, just off Colorado in Stuart. Call 772-781-6605. Ellie's Downtown Deli in Stuart.
Time for the Precious Metals Report. It's all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Gold opening up at $1,873.40 an ounce. Silver opening up at $24.20 an ounce. That's the Precious Metals Report. And of course, as always, it's all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. 8:43 right now. It's news time once again. Let's go to the news desk. Here's Bonnie.
Thanks once again. As coronavirus cases, deaths, and hospitalizations spike around the country, the lockdown debate has sprung anew. WPTV's news anchor Mike Trim has this.
The latest coronavirus numbers here in Florida. It's a big story. State health leaders reported 5,800 new cases, another 52 deaths. It brings the total number of cases to more than 858,000. Health leaders say the positivity rate for new cases went down slightly to just under 8%. And this new coronavirus wave might be the worst of the pandemic we've seen. Daily cases and hospitalizations are setting records every day. In fact, governors across the country are threatening more lockdowns if things continue. Although our governor, Ron DeSantis, isn't one of them, despite cases trending up, much needed help could be on the way. Pfizer's vaccine, we've been talking about that, could be available for emergency use as soon as next month. There's a new poll out this morning that actually shows the majority of Americans would support a 1-month statewide lockdown to stop the spread of COVID-19. Nearly 2/3 would agree to a lockdown, while about 1/3 were opposed. Democrats much more likely to support a lockdown than Republicans in this poll, women more likely than men. Some of the opposition comes from the belief a lockdown is unconstitutional.
A now 5-year-old pit bull is back home with its owner after gone missing 2.5 years ago. WPTV's Derek Lowe has this heartwarming story.
This is a picture of her on the couch in Christmas. This is in 2016.
A member of the family gone for more than 2 years.
Yeah, I would go back and reminisce.
Savannah Rastrelli says one day after roaming their 45-acre lot, her then 2.5-year-old pit bull Sugar never returned.
We couldn't find her, so...
Nobody answered until this week when Port St. Lucie Animal Control received a call of a stray dog.
Found out the dog's name is Sugar.
One wandering 20 miles from where Sugar went missing.
I didn't think it could be possible. I thought she was gone.
It's a remarkable story.
Sugar! Come here, girl! Whoa!
Now, after what seemed like a lifetime ago,
it's awesome.
Savannah and Sugar are once again reunited.
The microchip, where we have the ability to scan the dog or pet and locate you in the event that your animal goes missing.
A critical piece that made this homecoming a reality.
Yeah, it's the least expected too.
Savannah says their story is proof that even when all hope is lost,
make sure she's safe.
It can still be found.
I'm really happy that we were able to get that call.
Derek Lowe, WPTV, News Channel 5.
Add U.S. Representative Brian Mast of Florida to the growing number of Republican lawmakers who have yet to publicly acknowledge that Joe Biden is the president-elect.
I think you have a lot of going on in the courts, and the courts need to have their opportunity to go out there and make their determinations on anything going on in each state. Florida's settled territory, so this is something that the place that I pay the most attention to. Everything is settled. Florida got it done right for once. Normally, everybody around the country is waiting on Florida, but Florida got it done, and we'll wait to see what happens in the other states.
Mast made the remarks Tuesday outside the Edna W. Runner Tutorial Center in Jupiter, where he spoke to students. Despite no evidence of widespread voter fraud in any state, Mast said he would wait and push for transparency. The Treasure Coast representative, the co-chair of President Trump's Florida re-election campaign, posted on Facebook on November 6 that it is critical that every legal vote is counted and any illegally submitted ballot is not. And lastly, Macy's is holding a job fair to fill hundreds of seasonal positions at stores. The job fair is held by phone today. It goes on through 7 this evening. Now, candidates are encouraged to submit applications online to receive a response via email. If you would like to learn more and apply for a position, log on to macysjobs.com. The Cincinnati Reds' Trevor Bauer has won the National League Cy Young Award, giving Cincinnati its first winner of the award. And Cleveland Indians ace Shane Bieber was the unanimous winner of the AL Cy Young Award on Wednesday, capping an impressive rise by the right-hander to his status as one of the game's best pitchers. News time is 8:48. We'll have weather and traffic together next.
$8:49 the time right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together, all brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Well, we're not finding any accidents in our general area right here in Stuart. The roads are looking clear. Just keep a little bit in mind up to the turnpike northbound, north Port St. Lucie. There's a little bit of road construction in that area. Just slow down a little. Use caution there. There's your latest look at traffic. And we have 78 in Stuart, and it's 52 in Alexandria, Louisiana. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
Happy Thursday, my sunshines. Temperatures this morning starting off in the mid to upper 70s. Outer rain bands extending from Ada could produce locally heavy rainfall and gusty winds. Highs today in the mid 80s, clouds overhead and a 60% chance for showers and storms. Winds out of the south up to 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tomorrow, highs in the mid-80s, isolated showers and storms possible. Over the weekend, partly sunny skies, a few showers drifting in from off the ocean, but mainly dry conditions with highs in the mid-80s.
I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
This college football season has been erratic, almost manic. But don't panic, the coach is just asymptomatic. Well, I guess I should have stayed away from all those Halloween parties.
COVID-19, COVID-19.
I forgot to social distance and infected the entire team.
COVID-19, COVID-19.
Now we're canceling this and rescheduling that. Now the whole SEC is on the brink of being asymptomatic. Oh! COVID-19 canceling the game.
COVID-19, COVID-19.
And of course, a Greased Lightning parody.
I really kind of liked that.
You like that one? I almost want to get up and start dancing on the table here.
Yeah, and I was listening to that thinking, I'm not a big partier on Halloween, and
Right.
thank goodness I'm a little older where I'm not going out to the clubs and situations like that to catch the COVID. They're even kind of reminding people too with the Thanksgiving coming up. I know like the college students, that are coming home for Thanksgiving and people to take really extra precaution of getting together during the holiday.
Exactly. Hi, you're on the air with Evan and Bonnie. Who's this?
Good morning, sir.
Oh, yes. It's the wonderful, lovely, and talented Bentley.
Yay, Bentley.
Good morning, Bentley. How are you?
Doing well, sir.
Good. Where do we find you at this morning?
I am headed up to Orlando, sir.
Oh, you're going to be Goofy.
Heyo.
Yeah.
He's going to be hanging out with Goofy.
Yeah, I think that's where he's
possibly.
going. What are you going to be doing in Orlando?
Actually, I'm going for a training seminar, sir.
Oh, and what kind of training is that?
How to serve better, sir.
How to serve better. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Bonnie,
And
your
so-
thoughts on that?
So is it like a culinary school too? Will they be teaching you how to cook and serve it up properly?
That will be on Saturday.
Oh.
Oh, well, Lakeisha says he serves it up pretty proper as far as we know.
Oh! Heyo.
Yeah.
Heyo.
Heyo. Heyo.
Are you wearing your sunscreen, Bentley?
Oh, why would
Yes,
he why would he need sunscreen if he's going to a class?
He needs it. I think Bentley's pretty on the white side. He needs it everywhere. I
Okay.
think I would consider even with the clouds, even under a cloudy sky, you got to look out for those UV rays, right, Bentley?
That is correct. Almighty goddess of radio.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
there we go. There
oh
he
my
goes again.
Goodness.
I told you he thinks you're the goddess of radio.
I don't know why.
Well,
Just like
you know.
I'm one of those many radio announcers in this nation.
Well, you just have a
one
little
of
more
many.
pizzazz
I
than
don't-
a lot of other people.
I don't know.
Yes, that is correct.
She's very
Pizzazz.
humbled by what you're
I am.
saying.
I am.
She's very humble.
I'm going to shut up now.
Yeah. So where do we find you at right now? Are you on the Turnpike 95 or are you taking the scenic route on US 1?
I just passed Yeehaw Junction, sir.
Oh, you passed the home office of where Phil gets the top 10 from.
Yes, it's a shack. I found out it's a shack. Yes.
Really?
Yes.
It's is it a love shack?
Heyo.
Yeah.
Does he have air conditioning at least?
Yeah, do they have AC up there?
Oh.
It was one in the window.
Okay.
like
All
a
right.
fan maybe in the window.
So you're in the Bentley Mobile. What kind of vehicle are you driving these days?
I drive a 2019 Mercedes-Benz, sir.
Oh, excuse me.
Pretty
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Which model are you driving?
I'm driving the latest model in white because I don't like color.
Oh.
Oh, he likes white.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Somebody was telling me, who was just telling me this, that I never wanted to buy a white vehicle,
Okay.
but for some odd reason, somebody was telling me the other day how clean the white vehicles stay. Does
Oh.
that make any sense, or did you ever hear that?
White vehicles get dirty very easily.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, they definitely do. They definitely do.
That's why I was afraid to buy one, because I thought I'd be going to like the car wash all the
Okay.
time.
So is your Mercedes a 2-door or a 4-door?
It is a two-door.
Oh, okay. Does your top come off?
No, I usually keep my shirt on, sir.
Oh.
Heyo.
All right, Bentley, that's not what I was asking. I was
Clouds
referring to
and sunshine.
do you have a convertible or a sunroof?
Sunroof, sir.
Oh, you have a sunroof. And is your sunroof, I was going to say, is it open right now? But it must not be because it's very quiet in your vehicle.
Yes, you wouldn't be able to hear me, sir.
Oh, okay. And what kind of music are you listening to?
I am listening to classical music.
Oh, classical. Oh,
That's very very respectable.
Wow, he likes classical.
I listen to that, and then I listen to Yacht Rock Radio, sir.
Oh, Yacht Rock Radio. He
Ah.
must have a
Yeah.
subscription to XM Radio.
Yeah. Do you
Yes,
like
I listen to the soft rock. I don't like the hard.
Do you like the
rock.
70s soft rock too going on?
Yes,
Yeah.
I was listening to Little River Band earlier.
Oh, he prefers it soft and hard.
That's
okay.
my kind of music.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. What do
Yep.
you prefer, Bonnie?
I like soft rock 70s a lot.
okay. All
Yeah.
right. All right.
Particularly Todd Rundgren. And,
Oh, yeah. Bang the drum all day.
No,
And
hello,
all
it's
night.
me.
Oh,
It's literally
okay.
like hello, it's me.
Oh, I'm
Hello,
sorry.
it's me. A little softer in tone. there, sir.
I apologize.
That bang the drum, that came kind of heavier from that
Oh.
and the Doobie Brothers.
Yeah.
You know them.
Okay, a little
Yeah.
listen to the music. Long train running.
Yeah, that's always good.
Okay, what else? What's another group that you like, Bentley?
I was listening to what was I listening to?
How about-
Ambrosia the other day.
Ambrosia.
Oh, how much I
Ambrosia.
feel. Okay,
And-
that's a good song.
I believe Bentley would like Air Supply too.
Oh, that's all out of love.
Supply, very good.
Okay,
yes,
all right.
yes.
How about some Steely Dan?
Steely Dan is wonderful, sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that's another good one.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's all good.
All right, well, we got to run. We're at the end of the show, so thank you for calling in. Safe travels, and let me know how your what is it, culinary or wherever he's going.
Culinary
Green.
school.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
going to a culinary class.
Yeah, let me know how culinary class goes tomorrow. All right,
Yes, I was going to use Fredo's cookbook, but I couldn't find one anywhere.
it's here in the studio.
You get that Mountain Dew book.
Yeah, get the Mountain Dew book. All right, see you later, Bentley.
Bye, sir.
All right, very good. That's Bentley, our butler, who
Yeah.
hasn't shown up in months.
But it sounds like he has it happening with some schooling going on, and
He does.
hopefully not hanging out in that shack.
He does.
for
That's
too
a wrap
long.
for the Thursday edition of the program. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll be back here Friday, TGIF.
Yeah.
We say chow mein.
Honduras.
And Arriva Dirty. We have a lot of love in this studio, and we want to spread it out
Yeah.
to everybody else that's listening to us each and every weekday morning.
And 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, not too early to go shopping.
Yeah, go get yourself a turkey, some yams, stuffing, and sweet potatoes and cranberry sauce.
Oh, yeah.
We're WSTU Stewart, Martin County's Heritage Station. We'll see you right back here tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.